It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a record need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, for the Diamondbacks, Marte is hotter than the desert. SGA tells the Spurs, hey, welcome to my MVP world. And the Vegas Knights have swept their way into the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are hanging out today at Venezia's in Chandler. And by the way, we are getting our picture taken by two lovely ladies that just happened. Thank you, girls. Thank you. Have a good day. All right. See, Manuch, I attract them all.
Yeah.
You work out with the jocks in hot, sweaty football gear. I hang out with the pretty
They're
girls.
like, that guy that old is actually still talking and broadcasting. But you are right. We're out here. Venezia's Pizzeria out here at Price and the 202 Santan Freeway. Just south. You can't miss us.
Yep.
And the slice of the day, Jimmy B?
Yeah, what do you got?
What would that be?
Don't tell me. Please don't tell me it's the Italian
It
step.
is the Italian
God.
stallion, the fine slice named after one Mike Morocco, a.k.a. Roc and Manuch. That is the slice of the day. But also their Wednesday special, a 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. Now, that's a savings over $5 per pizza. And here's another thing they just started. Now they have this. If you're watching this on YouTube,
Okay.
they've got a stamp. Every time you come in, they stamp every time you come
there's
in.
a card they give
Yeah,
you.
they give you a card.
You want me to help you explain
No,
this?
they got a card. I'm holding it up so they can see. If you're listening, it's a card that, they do like the little stamp.
Yeah.
Well, on Tuesdays,
Uh-huh.
if you come in on Tuesday, you get 2 stamps. You get 2 stamps. If you get to 10, you get a nice little slice special on them if you get to 10. But on Tuesdays,
Yeah.
did I say Tuesday?
You did Tuesday.
On
yeah.
Tuesdays, you get sliced. You get slices. You get sliced, and you get stamped twice, Jimmy B.
So instead of being in the studio yesterday, we should have come here Tuesday.
Absolutely. Have to talk to our fine marketing guy.
Yeah.
Saying, look, can we do it on Tuesdays? And are we eligible to get our card stamped twice?
You got it.
But 7 Valley locations throughout the valley. Stop at any of the fine Venezia's pizzerias around the valley, and they'll take care of you.
It is getaway day in San Francisco for the Diamondbacks and the Giants game underway. It is on our sister station. You can listen to that on the FM dial. But we are here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. And, of course, we will update you throughout the program on how that game is progressing. Last night, Ketel Marte, I still think that ball is in the air someplace, Manuch. It's like 698 feet. He hit that home run. Just an absolute bomb. And after the struggles that he had in April and the first part of May, he has really caught lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, they measured 457 feet.
Wow.
That bad boy traveled, and for those doing the broadcast, so they have not seen something travel that far at that particular stadium in many, many years.
Right.
Many
Barry
years.
Bonds, probably.
Well, I don't think he'd go to left field from the right-hand side.
No, I'm just talking distance.
Oh, yeah,
distance.
distance.
Distance-wise.
Oh, he put him out into McCovey Cove.
Yeah,
like
he
about
did.
halfway out to the ocean.
I know.
It's interesting. They were talking again about how his batting average has raised over 60 points in the last, 2.5 to 3 weeks. So basically, he was right around, I'm going to say 213-ish when this all started.
Yes.
He's at 273. 1 for 5 last night, as you mentioned, had the home run, the 2 RBIs. And he's hot. I mean, player of the week last week. He continued to stay hot. Corbin Carroll over. But the other guys that have kind of pretty much come through, you saw Perdomo come through.
Yes.
Vargas, again, had the night off the night before. 1 for 4 with the 2 RBIs. And Gabby Marino starting to feel it. He had the 2 RBIs, and he's up around 300 now.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that. I'm assuming he's at 252. Vargas is over 303. Now, what's interesting, Vargas 3 weeks ago was pushing, 362?
Right.
He's about 303, which is he's probably a 275 to 303 hitter. But he continues to be productive when he's in the lineup. and pretty much doing a great job of managing that first base. And then Tommy Troy, left field yesterday, another base hit, 1 for 2 for the young man. Batting, 444 right now, Jimmy. Could he be the next 400 hitter?
Oh, stop. Jeez, how did I know you were going to go there with that? At any rate, the game is underway, and we will keep you updated.
And the other thing, too, you look at Erod has really been very effective.
He's been solid. Yeah.
He goes 6 innings, 94 pitches. He only gave up the 6 hits and only the 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. And if there's one thing you notice about Erod, Eduardo Rodriguez, keeping the ball down, guys are chasing pitches out of the strike zone. Only had the 2 walks, but he gets the win now at 5-1. And Ginkel comes in and does a pretty good job. I mean, between the bullpen, between him, Murillo, and Sewald, got a little interesting there in that last inning. Sewald comes in, gets the save, 13th save of the year.
There you go.
Diamondbacks now won 10 of the last 12. So they're on a heater right now. So hopefully they can do the sweeperoo in San Francisco this afternoon.
Hey, we talked about this before these series began. You have to take business. Remember, it all started in Colorado. They got 2 of 3 there. Then they took care of business against the Giants, the Mets, and then Colorado again. Now they're in San Francisco looking to sweep that series as well. Once again, we will update you throughout the course of the show as the game progresses. Manuch, for the Arizona Cardinals, it's funny because we have had a couple of conversations, including yesterday, about Jacoby Brissett and his holdout. It's not really a holding out because OTAs are voluntary, but they are far apart as trying to negotiate a new deal. I'll set it up that way. Then Josh Sweat says, hey, I'd like to play for a team that can win, because obviously that's not going to take place this season for the Arizona Cardinals. So now you have 2 big-name players on this team, one on offense, one on defense, looking to blow town or pay me my money in the case of Brissett to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, the big-time player is Josh Sweat.
That's it.
12 and a half sacks last year. And it's interesting how you've got the national press picking up on this.
Yes.
And everybody's allegedly wanting to be traded. So you're sitting there, you're seeing the nut he has. He signed a 4-year, $72 million contract last year, 3 years remaining. Couple things here. Cardinals, I feel, if you're looking to get a 2nd-round pick or a 3rd-round pick, I don't know if you really got that kind of leverage with him. I really don't. I mean, you might get a 4th-round pick, maybe a player to be traded.
Okay.
I think everybody would prefer that a 3rd-round pick would be it. But you have no leverage in this matter right now. If you want to accommodate him, and teams are saying, we'll give you a 3rd, we'll give you a 4th, we'll give you a 4th, we'll throw in a bucket of balls, that type of thing. They're the ones who really have the leverage. Now, the other side of it is we've had free agency. We've had the draft.
Right.
Everybody's in their OTAs.
Yes.
Pretty much a lot of rosters are set, are they not?
Seems like it.
Yeah, but I think you still have got teams that would look and go, yeah, we'd love to have him, but we got to pick up that big nut. And he's at about $19 million a year. When I did the K-State math this morning, broke out the slide rule, the abacus, worked all into the computer. And those are some of the things to look at. But the Cardinals really aren't in a position to try to get that 2nd or 3rd rounder if that's what they're bargaining for. Now, if you get a 4th rounder, let's say you get a 3rd rounder.
Okay.
And you might get
a throw in.
Yeah, or you might get a player that's a solid player.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to get
not a star. You're not going to get a star.
No, you wouldn't.
But you get a guy who can play.
Right.
Okay.
So I think that's where the Cardinals are right now, if that's the road they want to go down. Now, they don't have to trade him.
Correct.
They don't. But if he makes a big stink about it, doesn't show up at the mandatory minicamp, holds out at training camp, or as they hold in at training camp, hoping to get drafted, hoping to get traded, that's a whole nother realm in itself. Now, the Jacoby Brissett situation, far apart. So I did that chat GBT thing this morning. I said, where would Jacoby Brissett, what's his average? What's his value in the market today?
And
they're saying right around his value, based on all the numbers, could range anywhere from 10 to $15 to $18 million.
All right.
There was one that said $12 to $20 million per year.
Okay.
So I think the number for him is going to be 10 to 15. If you throw some incentives in there that get him to that maybe 13 to 15 range, I think that's palatable for the Cardinals. And whether it's palatable for Jacoby Brissett is another story in itself.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'd mentioned yesterday, I think his number's he probably won like about 15 to 20. Not going to get it. So I think somewhere in the middle, maybe 10 to 15. But that's also picking up some national news, some national story as well. For a lot of people saying what I said yesterday, the last couple of days, Jimmy B, is that, hey, look, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
You're very fortunate to have this gig, to have this job. Don't be trying to outstretch your value because the Cardinals won't go for it.
Also last night, Wemby the alien, took a back seat to Hartenstein. I'm telling you.
And Holmgren.
Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein has really, really impressed in this series. And we'll get into a lot of NBA talk in a little bit. But I also want to reference that in the NHL playoffs, the Las Vegas Knights, who fired their coach in mid-March and hired John Tortorella, a guy I've known for years, just referred to around the hockey world as Torts. That's it. And he has come in and resurrected that Knights team, and they disposed of the Colorado Avalanche last night, and they swept 4 games from the Lanch.
It's interesting you bring that up because I think in the St. Louis Blues, when the Stanley Cup, was it 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Yes.
They fired their coach
They did.
around New Year's, I recollect.
Yeah.
And they go on, and I forget who the coach's name is, but they go on and win the Stanley Cup.
They did.
It just goes to show you, if you've got the talent and you have a guy like Tortorella who's been there and done that, he can turn this thing around. But to sweep the Avalanche, that's a whole nother realm in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, they took it to them, and you just stop and think about, my goodness. I mean, they do all the things that they're supposed to do, but you look at Carter Hart, the goalie. I mean, he had 20 saves.
Oh, he stood on his head.
He's just amazing. But I just was thinking about that. I watched the highlights last night.
Yeah.
That the St. Louis Blues went through the same situation. Now, if Vegas can go on and win the Stanley Cup, that'll kind of somewhat be the comp that we saw with the St. Louis Blues several years ago.
Hey, everybody. Our first segment always presented by Lerner and Rowe. That's right. Injury attorneys. All you got to do is just make one call. That's all. At 602-977-1900. That's Lerner and Rowe. Today, we are on location at Venezia's in Chandler. We are on Price Road right next to the 202. Great crowd. When we first got here, it was so slammed, people were waiting outside just to see Manuch. No, they were ordering pizza. Pardon me.
Sign those autographs for free. Did you notice that, Jimmy?
I missed on that. Yeah.
You see that tip jar over there?
I did see.
It's empty.
I did see you kiss one baby. Oh, wait a minute. That was somebody had a dog in their arms. Never mind. When we come back here at Venezia's, we are here until 4 o'clock. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
You're invited to Baines Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Baines Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm a 37 row. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
All right, everybody, welcome back in here at Venezia's. We love coming to Venezia's. Manuch gets all excited. How do you do that spiel? The aroma, the smell, the ziti.
Oh, yeah. You got the baked ziti,
There we go.
lasagna,
That's
the
it.
meatballs.
Yeah.
You got the Italian stallion. You got the Wednesday special at 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. The smells of Grandma Manucci's kitchen from back in the day takes me back, Jimmy B.
There you go.
Brings
my
a tear
brother.
to my eye.
I can tell. That's why we love coming here. It's a great spot. All right, quick update on the baseball game. They are getting ready to play the bottom of the third inning. No score, Diamondbacks and Giants. However, as we get to our replay rewind, last night, Ketel Marte at the plate, top of the seventh, he did this.
How about a high drive to left by Marte? Crushed and gone. A home run for Ketel. It is his ninth of the season, and the Diamondbacks take a 6-2 lead.
They go on to win that game. Manuch, what did you say it was? 457?
About 457-ish.
Yeah.
Almost 460. Absolute
Just a
bomb.
shot. Man, that was
And
unbelievable.
you know what's interesting?
Yeah.
And with so many hitters coming through that ballpark, that they said that is one of the furthest that they've seen in that left field ballpark.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was climbing up to where the stands, the walkway that's up there.
Uh-huh.
They climbed up to the walkway. And but again, he's just turning on the baseball. He is all over it. I mean, it's like a beach ball coming in there. And
He's seeing it.
He's just crushing it. And the other thing, too, a lot of people nationally don't know he's a switch hitter. I mean, he's got the power from both sides of the plate. And you think of so many switch hitters over the years, that
Eddie Murray is
Eddie Murray,
the top one along with
Mickey
Mickey
Mantle.
Yeah.
But I think of Eddie Murray and some of the absolute bombs
Pete Rose
that he hit, just amazing. But you know what? Stay hot, and hopefully they can get the sweep in San Francisco.
Here is Nolan Arenado after the win last night, talking about how well the pitching staff has done. Erod with a solid game last night and getting the W as well.
Yeah, we're pitching very well. I think and our offense is, we're doing a really good job, and obviously our guys getting really hot, and Ketel has just been unbelievable, truly. And he makes us go. I mean, he's our leadoff guy, and he's just so powerful, and he's so good. But I think as a group, 1 through 9, we're just doing a really good job right now.
Arenado out of the lineup. He pulled up on that base, running down first base. They think it might be a groin injury. Fernandez is at third base today, so you just wonder how long he's going to be out, just taking precautionary measures. I'm sure off tomorrow, headed to Seattle. They might do some x-rays to see. Hope it's just a strain, but he came down the first base line and pulled up, and he said he was okay. And you saw Torey Lovullo over there in the dugout going, no, just shut you down, and hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No score as they are now in the bottom of the third inning in getaway day in San Francisco. All right, let's move then to the NBA. So please, everybody, slow down with the Wemby conversation that he's the greatest thing you've ever seen, because he's not. And Isaiah Hartenstein is proving that he is not, along with Chet Holmgren. Last night, Game 5, and it is OKC winning that game going away. And not only were their stars showing up, they also got great bench play by a guy named McCain. Here he is.
Off the board, McCain doing it.
Thank you to NBC for the highlights. Look, here's the story behind Jared McCain.
McCain started last night.
He did. It's the first time that he had started in a playoff game. They got him from Philadelphia in a trade. McCain, when he arrived in Oklahoma City, said he cried his eyes out because he did not want to leave Philly. He liked it there so much. Manuch, I think he's doing okay here.
I think he really is too. And you look at the combination you talked about, Hartenstein and Holmgren. They were a little fired up with all of the Wemby talk, were they not?
Yes.
And you saw them, the commitment, but SGA really stepped it up, talked about McCain, the 20 points he had. I will tell you this, Alex Caruso, maybe one of the most underrated sixth man, seventh man, eighth man, whatever you want to call him, in the National Basketball Association.
I'm with you, pal, 100%.
He was on fire, 4 for 8 from three-point shooting yesterday. And we were talking about him a little bit earlier. Came out of Texas A&M, a great shooter, good-sized guy, hustler, one of those gym rats, if you will.
Gym rat, yep.
But when you looked at the difference was, the three-point shooting by OKC, they were 44%. They were 14 for 32. On the other side was San Antonio. In San Antonio, they were close to 40. Last night, only 29%. But the difference was a determination for them to take the lead in OKC before they travel back to San Antonio.
There you go. That's the most important thing. And they are back in San Antonio getting ready then for Game 6. So here is the way the game wrapped up last night on NBC.
Game number 5 to the Thunder. One win from a return to the finals. And an epic Game 6 awaits us on Thursday night.
Thank you to NBC. Mike Tirico on the call. I should call Mike. I've known him a long time.
Don't be afraid to contribute once in a while, Jimmy. We'd love to see you contribute with a phone call, content, anything like that. We'd love to. Do you know him?
Yeah.
You have his digits?
I've known him. I don't think I have his digits, but he and I have known each other a long time. So
we're happy for you. You got digits?
I can probably find them.
We'd love for you to do that.
I'll work on that. Through the National Hockey League game last night.
Famous last words. I'll work on it.
And look, I am shocked that Las Vegas, one of the last teams to make it into the NHL playoffs, and then they got through and started really playing well because they got John Tortorella as their coach in late March, and he has flipped the switch. They have eliminated the Colorado Avalanche and have moved on to the Stanley Cup final. Here is a big goal that iced the game last night.
Lamb, Manson, and Colasar. Coughlin down low. They score! Tipped in by Smith. Henry couldn't get it in. McCart is online. 10 seconds to go. Landeskog stopped by Stone. Eichel sends it in. 3 seconds to go. Vegas goes back to the Stanley Cup Finals. They sweep the President's Trophy winning Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals.
Thank you to ESPN for that call. Yes, the Colorado Avalanche had more wins and more points, over 120 points this season for the President's Trophy, and they got swept out.
Yeah, they made the run there with about, 3 minutes to go in the game, and they put the onslaught. But then again, here's Las Vegas, standing up to the plate, so to speak. But you saw Hart just what a phenomenal job. Some of the great saves that he had in last night's game. But you're right, Jimmy. I mean, to see Colorado come in and be hot the way they are, but to get swept by the Las Vegas Knights, and here come the Knights once again. Wow. What is this, 4 out of the last 5 years or so?
They've been there.
They've been in the conference finals.
Yes,
it's just amazing to me that this organization, very young organization,
they've only been in existence like 9 years.
Yes, exactly. So I think that once again, Las Vegas Knights going to the Stanley Cup.
Today's replay rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. Interact, need a check. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. When we come back, yes, Tim Kempton is going to join us, the Suns radio analyst and, of course, former NBA player. We are going to dive into what we watched last night between the Spurs and the Thunder. It's going to be a lot of fun. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out at Venezia's here in Chandler. Let's get you to a ESPN 620 Sports Center update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs have kept momentum rolling, winning 10 of their last 12 games and locking up a series win last night in San Francisco behind yet another Ketel Marte long ball, as the Arizona second baseman has been one of the hottest players in the MLB of late. Snakes are right back at it this afternoon as they go for the sweep against the Giants at Oracle Park. Currently, the game is tied at zeros as we head to the fourth inning, but we'll keep you updated with scores and highlights as that one rolls along. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Venezia's Pizzeria. When you want real New York-style pizza in Arizona, you want Venezia's. Hand-tossed dough, fresh ingredients, massive slices, and delivery that actually shows up hot. Family-owned and Valley-loved, it's Venezia's Pizzeria. Grab a slice or feed the whole crew tonight. Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton will join the guys next.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs. Defending the Valley one home at a time. Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
Points, game. Kane waiting. The action begins as the clock hits 10. Gilgis Alexander on the attack. Pulls back.
Thank you to NBC for the highlight last night. Big win for the Thunder, and they now lead the series 3-2. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at Venezia's in Chandler. We welcome in the one, the only Tim Kempton. Always fun when Timmy comes on the show. Long time Suns radio analyst. Timmy, how are you, pal?
I'm back, Tim. I had to come back.
Yeah.
I had to come back.
Hey, Manuch, che cosa fai facendo?
Oh, che si dice? Ciao bene, excelente, mi amore.
I don't know. Did you guys just order a pizza? Is that what you do?
Yeah, Kizadich, how are you? Ciao bene, coming and going. Buona sera, good evening. Buona giorno, good morning. Oh, yeah, we got some of it down, but not all of it, Tim.
Da dove vai in Italia?
Italia is, and I'm from my Spanish, Italia is más muy importante for the Manucci familia. How's that one for you?
Oh, my goodness gracious. Where'd you go in Italy?
We were on the island of Ischia for a week.
Ischia, Capri, very nice.
Yeah, very nice. And then we spent a week in Positano on the Amalfi Coast.
Oh, nice. Look at you, big timer.
Well, I got my legs back in shape in Positano, Tim. Up and down. And
I bet you did.
It was awesome. By the way, it's that time of the year where tennis is on big time. And then you got the Euro League / Italian League basketball going on. And then you got the cycling. But the Euro basketball, Tim, they get up and down the court, and there's no messing around over there.
No, I actually, if you really like basketball and if you tune into European basketball at the highest level, it's pretty darn good right now. I would say it's even better than the NBA in the style. Maybe not the level of talent. Listen, there's some talented guys in the NBA, but the style of basketball in the Euro League is pretty darn good. It's top notch right now.
And they get up and down the court, and then when they play the half-court game, is there a rule you got to pass it 6 times before somebody shoots it? It was amazing.
It's definitely that old school style of of coaching. They still have a heavy hand involved in it. So yeah, you'll see a lot more passing, a lot more movement from their offense instead of the isolation ball. And it's different. You almost have to do it because you can still play zone in Europe. So you can jam up the middle of the floor against those dribble drives, where in the NBA, they don't want it. They spread you out. They want those lanes open. In Europe, you can still jam it up. That's why you have to pass and cut and play a little bit more style basketball.
Are those coaches allowed to yell and scream at their players when they come off the court in the huddle?
Isn't that amazing? Hold people accountable. Wow.
God forbid. But
that's awesome.
We had a great time, Jim. It was hard to come back, but somebody had to hold this fort down for Jimmy and Roc. That's for sure.
There you go. Good to have you
All
back.
right. All right, Timmy, take me to last night. I know SGA gets all of the pub and the MVP, and rightfully so. But is Isaiah Hartenstein, at least in this series, one of the most valuable players on the court for OKC?
Not only him, how about Alex Caruso? Has he missed a shot yet in this series? Yeah, we talked about it, the depth of Oklahoma City. They played 9, 10 guys, even 11 guys when in parts of the season. And to me, they're one of the teams that still is going 8, 9 deep in the playoffs. I never understood that whole scenario of shortening your bench in the NBA playoffs. I still don't get it. I'm sitting there baffled when you look at a team and they're running out of steam and their guys are tired and you got guys over there. You look at Landry Shamet in the New York series. He didn't play all that much in the regular season, and now he's found a little bit of a niche. But yeah, Hartenstein. How about this? You think Dagnall would love to have that first game back when he tried to go tricky and played Alex Caruso on Wembanyama? Hartenstein's been phenomenal defensively. Big on big against Wembanyama. Plays hard, plays physical, doesn't moan and groan. Goes out there and does all those. And how about him on the offensive end? He does a great job handling the ball out front, passing the ball, setting picks, rolling to the basketball. A guy that knows his roles and plays it to a very high level. So yeah, Hartenstein's been phenomenal on both ends of the court. But I guess you would say that the way he's played Wembanyama these last couple of games has been really, really good.
Tim, then McCain starts last night. He has 20 points, 7 for 19, hits 3 threes. How much of a transition is that to come off from the bench to starting? Is it preferential for a guy that's used to coming off the bench? Does it take a little while to kind of get in the flow as a starter? I mean, he did great, but he really did great toward that end of that second half.
Yeah, I think it's actually harder the other way. A starter going to the bench. Those guys, usually have a mindset of being going right from warm-ups. I think McCain's fine. I think it was just missed shots. He's been playing great no matter where he's been. And you think Philadelphia would like him back?
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. What was that trade in back in the day? But yeah, McCain's been great. He shoots the ball great. Another tough physical defender. Again, just more depth. You're missing 2 starters, and OKC doesn't even blink. They just put another guy in there, and they keep rolling.
Tim Kempton is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. We're talking NBA. All right, so now we're going to get Game 6. Look, everybody has anointed Wemby as the alien, that he already should be the MVP. I'm not buying that. It's way too early. He's got to show even more than what he has done so far, aside from what he did in Game 1, Tim. Are they putting too much on him right now, even though he's physically gifted? We know that, but I don't see it yet. They got to get more help for him.
Yeah, I think you're right. He still isn't a guy where you just throw it to him and he goes and gets a bucket. Hartenstein's doing a great job on him positioning-wise and making him take tough shots. You've seen Wembanyama even just throw it up there and trying to go and get it off the glass. He's not trying to make that first shot. He's trying to get the rebound, and Hartenstein is doing a great job putting a body in the way. So, yeah, I still think they've got to depend more on their team concept than just giving it to Wembanyama and expecting him to do a whole lot. You can attack him when he puts the ball on the dribble because there's so much time that ball is out of his hands on his dribble because he is so tall. Again, Hartenstein just staying in front of him. I think that San Antonio's got to incorporate more of that team concept than just isolation given to one guy. Stephen Castle or Devin Vassell and let them go one-on-one if they're going to try and beat OKC.
You think De'Aaron Fox will get more involved? He played 33 minutes. He just doesn't look right. That ankle still looks a little gimpy to me. And they catch him wincing once in a while. Only 9 points. 0 for as far as three-point shooting was concerned. Now, he had the assist, but it seems as though he's a little geared down from that ankle.
Yeah, and you look at what makes him so good is that quickness, that speed. One of the things that he does really good is get early offense, early transition bucket. And right now he just isn't 100%. There's a lot of guys like that, but obviously that's his main advantage. His main strength is his speed and his quickness, and he just doesn't have his legs underneath him. So, yeah, I don't think he's 100%, and I don't think he's going to be 100% in this series, the way it's going right now. Every other night's a game.
All right, so the Knicks closed out the Cavs with a sweep, and the Cavs just pooped the bed. They were terrible. Is this going to be a long sit for them? I mean, you would think maybe that obviously the Thunder would like to wrap it up tomorrow night, but even if this goes 6 or then 7 games, is that going to be a tired team from the West going to the East to play the Knicks?
No, because if you look at the way the schedule, I believe the first game is June 3rd, no matter what, right?
Okay.
The NBA predisposes that championship series when it starts. So even if it goes to Sunday, OKC or San Antonio will have 2 days to kind of rest, relax, and I almost like that better. Excuse me, just having that day or two. If it goes 7. You get a little bit of a break, but yeah, the Knicks are off until the 3rd, I believe. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but the NBA predisposes a schedule for the finals, and I don't think the first game is until the 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and how do you keep that momentum or that synergy when you have almost a week and a half off, Tim?
Yeah, that's difficult. You don't want to get into high physical contact, practices, and risk an injury at this time of the year. So, a lot of it is just walk through. Yeah, you'll get up and down once or twice in sprints, but a coach isn't going to risk a crazy injury by having, a full 5-on-5 scrimmage for a half an hour at this time of the year. You just got to tighten things up and wait for that first game to get back into your timing and everything that you want. So you get that time off, get healthy bodies. Everybody feels a lot better going into it, but you do lose a little bit of the timing and the activity from having that much time off.
And last but not least, Tim, we were talking about Jalen Brunson when he was at Villanova. He and Mikal Bridges both at Nova. How much has his game grown from watching him at Nova to where he's at right now? He just seems unstoppable, or just super confident, or there's not a move or shot that he can't make right now.
Yeah, all of the above right there. Yeah, he's turned into a heck of an NBA player, and kudos to him for all he's done, developing, gaining that confidence, his dribbling ability and being able to create space and his shot making. So, you want to get up on him because he's going to make shots. But, like we talked about before, the NBA isolation, he's got so much space if you don't throw another player at him. And then, I always said this when Cam Johnson and Mikal were on the Phoenix Suns. When you have someone like that has played against zones at the college level so often, Mikal, when he's on the floor with Jalen Brunson, he knows where to go. When that double team is coming, he finds that seam, and now it's a little 4-on-3 break behind that double team, and that's what the Knicks are so good at now. Jalen Brunson trusting those guys behind him when he does get that double team, and if you leave him one-on-one, he's just so good. But my feeling is in the next series, they've just got too many guys to throw at him that have bigger size against him. Is he going to get a shot? Yeah. But I think the Western Conference teams are really, really strong. even after coming out of a 7-game series, beating each other up. Whoever it is, whether it's San Antonio or OKC, the Knicks are going to have their hands full.
Ciao, Benny Paisano.
Ciao, ci vediamo dopo.
Oh, dopo. Hey.
Hey.
Adios.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, buddy.
Talk to you guys soon.
All right. That's Tim Kempton. So much fun when he comes on the show. It's a great time. Timmy's presented today by All City Towing. All City Towing, they're Arizona's largest towing company. They're hiring drivers, dispatchers, customer service. Here's the nice thing about it. They pay very well. They have wonderful benefits. Here's one of their benefits, a monthly fuel allowance. Yes, you get paid with all of the high gas prices right now. They give you a monthly fuel allowance. Here's all you have to do if you're interested. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward. All right, when we come back, we'll do a little on this day and some football at 50. We are in Chandler today at Venezia's Pizzeria. It's right on Price Road at the 202. You can't miss it. And they do a great job at all of the Venezias. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Right in the heart of Arizona Athletic Grounds, one of the largest youth sports complexes in North America. Bristol's is the ultimate hangout for families and sports fans in Mesa. Come experience amazing double-decker cheeseburgers, award-winning wings, smoked barbecue, and fresh, craveable salads. With seating for 500, a full bar, 20 beers on tap, and over 100 TVs, happy hour Thursdays, Friday and Sunday from 4 till 6, plus trivia night every Thursday night. Bristol's, where Mesa comes to eat, watch, and win.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Hey, Arizona State football fans. London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil Ticket Office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
You push hard, you train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition, great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody. It's always fun when we do a little reminiscing, so we're going to do that right now. Manuch, what do you got?
Going to go back to 2012. Jimmy, I know you remember this very well. Manu Ginobili scores 26 points. San Antonio wins its 19th in a row to tie the NBA record for the longest winning streak kept alive in the playoffs.
Right.
The Spurs beat OKC 101-98 to open the Western Conference Finals. And when I think of San Antonio, I think of the Tim Duncans, the Ginobilis,
David Robinson,
Parker,
Yep.
Elliott.
Yep.
And the thing about that team was the bench. The guys they had coming off the bench, just phenomenal. But to see 26 points in that game, but for 19 in a row, to keep that going. 2019, a sad day. Bill Buckner, American League, Major League Baseball first baseman. Not known for, he should be known for all the prowess he had on the field, but
I agree.
The 1986 World Series infamous fielding error, nationally batting champ in 1980. A lot of folks remember that he died of dementia at 69 years old.
That was awful.
Young guy.
Just awful.
It was nice, though, to see the Boston Red Sox fans.
Yes.
I think it was a couple years prior to him passing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of folks knew he was sick. Came back. They welcomed him back. Forgot all about it. They should have forgot about it years after that. And they welcomed him back. And Billy Buck, former left fielder for the Dodgers, came over to the Red Sox. 1980 National League batting champ. Passes away on this day in 2019.
All right, that's a little on this date. Let's do a little football at 50 right now. It is presented by Wright Toyota. That's right. Make the right choice with Wright Toyota. Trusted service, a huge selection, and a dealership that puts customers first. Just go online and check them out. WrightToyota.com. Again, that's WrightToyota.com. Manuch, you've been working on this story during the commercial break. I can't wait to hear it. Here we go.
It's all about the Southeast Conference, isn't it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
And what is kind of the mantra for NASCAR? If you ain't you ain't trying.
If you ain't cheating,
you ain't trying. Exactly right. Well, this just came across about a half hour ago, folks. Pete Golden.
Yeah.
He's the head coach for Ole Miss. And the headline, Ole Miss coach threatens to expose the rampant tampering. Ole Miss head coach Pete Golding warned the NCAA that he will expose widespread tampering in college football if he is sanctioned, as the program faces an investigation that includes allegations he contacted transfer linebacker Luke Farrelly while playing at Clemson. Now, here's kind of the key points. Golding, Ole Miss head coach, is the subject of an NCAA investigation into alleged tampering. Golding reportedly told the NCAA he will expose rampant tampering in the sport if it receives sanctions. Oh,
so
buddy.
He's threatening them.
Clemson coach Dabo Swinney said Golding texted linebacker Luke Farrelly about his buyout and sent a photo of $1 million contract while Farrelly was enrolled at Clemson.
Whoa.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, I can't wait.
I love it.
Oh, give it to him.
The black eyes for SEC. So Luke Farrelly entered the transfer portal after the 2025 season.
Okay.
He left Clemson, signed with Ole Miss, where he's projected to start at middle linebacker. Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
So Farrelly's agent, Ryan Williams, allegedly told Clemson's general manager that Ole Miss was going hard for Farrelly. So first and foremost, this popped up last week, I believe, when you had Dabo Swinney throwing this at Ole Miss. Now, there was a lot of stuff thrown at Ole Miss last week. I saw Sarkisian at Oklahoma. at Texas.
Yeah.
Talking about some of the classes they take at Ole Miss, like underwater basket weaving. And what did Lane Kiffin say about Ole Miss? He had some disparaging remarks.
He did.
Poor Ole Miss. They're getting hammered, but they got their quarterback coming back.
Yeah, they do.
They got their quarterback coming back. So you just wonder how much merit there is with Pete Golding to say, hey, look, man, if you want to come after me, I'm gonna pull the what do you call it?
The rug out from underneath you?
That, and I'll pull that manhole cover up. You'll see all the roaches that are hovering down above it. It's just like,
that's a joke.
Yeah, it is. It's just
a joke.
It's unbelievable to see that these are some of the things that the NIL and the issues that are going to happen. And folks, if you think that people are waiting until the opening day of the portal, that there's discussion going on, I mean, there's deals that are already done by the time the first day of the portal opens up.
Oh, I'm with you.
It's kind of like the legal tampering in the National Football League.
Exactly.
College football, NCAA. What did you expect?
Yeah.
Of course this is going on. So, I don't know. That's a shot across the bow, the NCAA.
In the words of NASCAR, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
There's been a couple of extensions and additions. Mac Jones has agreed to terms with San Francisco on a revised contract for the 2026 season. They're going to add $300K to his roster bonus, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Tom Pelissero, the NFL Insider, reported Wednesday. He's now, that being Mac Jones, he's set to make $3.55 million, with another $2.5 million available incentives. So he might make close to $6 million when you get those incentives as a backup. Now, as you know, last year he started 8 of the 11 games while Brock Purdy was injured. Completion percentage right around 70%. He threw for 2,151 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. So he's slated to be that free agent after the 2026 season. I think his value would go up exponentially from that standpoint.
I'm with you.
So he golden.
Yeah.
He tried to blow the manhole cover off this whole tampering and NIL stuff going on, Jimmy B.
I hope something like this really happens. I would love, of course, I'm all about chaos, and I would love to see the chaos take place. Hey, a quick update, Diamondbacks and San Francisco. The Giants lead 2-0, and they are now in the bottom of the 5th inning. Giants 2, Diamondbacks nothing, bottom of the 5th. When we come back, it's our AmFed segment, and we'll also do Campus Quickies as well. We're here at Venezia's here in Chandler today.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
When my wife and I got married after both graduating law school, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have the largest injury firm in the world and $25 billion in money collected and counting. As good Catholics, we had 4 children fast. They all work in the firm today. Our family protecting yours. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. But our greatest gift was years away, grandchildren. Today we have 6 and counting. It's the greatest joy that we have ever experienced. I think about them all day long. Our family promises to protect your family should you need us. Call us. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com and make sure you hug your grandchildren. God's final gift to us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on righttoyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. It's time for this week's American Veterans Magazine report, celebrating and supporting America's veterans. Our veterans are nothing short of heroes, and we're grateful for their devotion to the United States. Now, today's hero on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here at Venezia's in Chandler, right on Price Road, right at the 202 exit. It's a great place to enjoy wonderful pizza. We're just having a great conversation with some of the folks in here, and it's always a lot of fun at Venezia's. All right, it is time today for our AmVets segment, and it's all presented by AmVetsMag.com. That's American Veterans Magazine. They're celebrating and supporting Arizona veterans, Arizona's leading source for veterans news. They offer a business directory. It includes free listings for veteran-owned business, veteran service organizations, and businesses that offer discounts to all veterans. And our guest today is Aaron Thacker. He is a veteran public affairs and military police officer, dedicating his post-retirement career to continued civic service. Hey, man, it's great to have you on the show. How are you, Aaron?
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate being here today.
It's great to have you as well. So let's kind of discuss what your role was when you were in the military, and then we'll get into where you are in today's world.
Sure, yeah. So I did a 23-year career, and my first 10 years I was enlisted, and I was in public affairs. During that time, I was in the regular Army. I went to Iraq, did some other things. Then I realized I got out, joined the Guard, and I thought, I should probably make a career of this. And so I became an officer and went into the military police corps, and I went to Afghanistan with them. And it's been a pretty long adventure, but very fulfilling and meaningful. Since then, I've retired. And some of that purpose kind of fell off, but I found new meaning by continuing to serve our Constitution by supporting elections. And specifically, I work with a group called Vet the Vote, and we recruit veterans and family members of veterans to be poll workers. So it's not political. It's just, continuing that service to our Constitution.
Aaron, it's interesting when I looked at your bio, military police. My father was in the Army as well. He was military police over in Seoul, Korea. And some of the stories he had, Aaron, in reference to getting late night calls at 2 o'clock and having to go find some of the guys who are having a little bit too much fun in the town of Seoul, South Korea. Define that role being over in Afghanistan for you, the military police. What kind of a role you guys played for that?
Yeah, no, that's a really important question, because most people do think of that the old movie Stripes, and being a garrison law enforcement guy. That's not most of what we did. So a lot of our missions, I was over there doing detention operations. So every bad guy that gets processed goes into a facility, and war fighting age folks, they go into a facility and they have to be taken care of with dignity and respect, because some are just scooped off the battlefield, some are bad guys that you have to put into a different area. But that was a lot of what we did. But combat service support MPs, they're also the guys that make sure the infantry can get to their job, which is usually taking over an area of operation, right? So we protect them while they do the actual war fighting.
So on top of that, you talk about public affairs. I mean, whether it's Afghanistan or Iraq, talk about that responsibility. You guys have got so much. You had so much going on. That's got to be like, and how do you track what we're not supposed to know versus what you can let us know, type of thing?
Well, we always had the mantra of maximum delivery, minimum delay. And our whole objective was to tell the Army story, right? So you get media that would come into the battle space. And one of our responsibilities was to help them find what they were looking for, right? A certain type of unit, maybe whatever their story is, you help them find that contact. But when they're not around, a lot of what I would do, because I was enlisted then, is I was a photojournalist. So I would go out and I would embed with units. And I would take photos, I would write stories, and we would push them out for media to use, because you got to remember, it's expensive to go to war. And for a lot of media, they want to tell the story, but they don't always have the resources. So they're able to pick up the phone and make calls and get interviews. But a lot of times they would use our footage, whether it was a still image or a video, that when you're at home watching the news, that could have been photos or imagery that was taken by photojournalists downrange.
Well, when you say that, I think of the movie We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
And the photojournalist that followed him in Vietnam.
That. Yep.
Can we compare it to something like that?
Yeah, well, Full Metal Jacket, right? That's what he was. He was a photojournalist. That's exactly what it was. And in fact, a lot of our guys going back to like World War II, Vietnam, that era, a lot of, big name brand journalists came out of that. They took that skill set into the civilian world, and they continue to write. In fact, we've got, I don't know if he's still there, but Arizona State University has a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist who started his journalism in the Army.
Wow. Okay. We'll have to look into that then, see if we can get him on as a guest. That would be good. Hey, take me to what you touched on it briefly about trying to get vets to work at the polls. Is that difficult for them, or do they say, "Oh yeah, I'm in right away"?
Well, the veterans are one of those populations within our country where they still hold a lot of credibility. People are still very respectful of the veterans, where we know how to follow orders. We know how to apply regulations. We know how to keep things inside the lines for something serious like an election. So one of the reasons we recruit veterans and their family members is because they know what it means to make a commitment of that level. And then for them to be there and be that trusted source to help make sure everything goes smooth at the polls, that's really important. And so that's why we ask them to join us. It's a long commitment for the day they do it, but it's not a long commitment in terms of the number of days you do it. So it's really important, and it gives you a sense of purpose. And it's really important that we get as many as we can. For those that are interested, go to vetThe.vote, and that's the place where veterans and family members can sign up.
Repeat that again in case people just got caught off guard with that. Say it a little slower so people can write it down. Yeah.
Yeah, vetThe.vote. VETTHE.VOTE. And that's the place where they can go sign up to be poll workers. And it's also great because, sometimes elections are confusing and they don't understand them. It's also a really good way to understand how elections work because the training they put into you before you become a poll worker. So it really takes away some of the mystery and some of the politicization of elections that really don't need to exist.
Aaron, it seems like you alluded to it can be very cathartic for a lot of our men and women veterans as far as adjusting and having something of value and putting themselves, their training to use, if you will.
Yeah, no, 100%. Just like when you go downrange, you constantly have to remind yourself of why you're doing it, who you're doing it for. It's that family back home. It's that constitution that allows them to live freely and prosperously. And when you come home and you take off the uniform, sometimes you lose that sense of purpose. And doing this is a great way to fill that emptiness that might be existing in some veterans. It's definitely a way to fill up with purpose and still thrive or help your community thrive.
Aaron, a lot of the guys that we have had on as guests have all talked a little bit about after they retired, they were lost for a little while until they finally realized what their calling was. And if I'm prying, just tell me, no, I'm not going to talk about it. But did you go through something like that as well before you realized what you needed to do?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I really did. I flapped. Like my first job after the Army, I'm like, what am I doing? This is crazy. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem productive. And I just started looking. And to be honest, I ended up working with in elections with some folks, and I started learning about elections. And through that process, that's how I got connected with Bet the Vote. And I thought, what better than to help my brothers and sisters in arms find some purpose outside of uniform? And that's really what got me thrusted into this type of work.
And last but not least, you also received a Bronze Star and Meritorious, I said that right, Service Medal recipient. Explain that for us a little bit.
Well, I did a good job apparently. So
yeah, you did.
Like me. And but seriously, I was when I got that Bronze Star specifically. I was an officer, and it's easy to take credit for things. You make decisions, you build plans, but it's those enlisted men and women who support you. They're the ones who make those things happen. And like I said, in Afghanistan, it was about keeping our detainees safe, and keeping ourselves safe at the same time, while training Afghans to, run their own country. Iraq was very similar in nature. So getting those awards, they're neat, they're fun, they're great, but there's so much more meaning behind them than just what you're looking at.
It's great to have you on the show, Aaron. You are offering up a very important opportunity for veterans. And once again, go ahead and give out that website so vets who are listening can indeed take advantage of that.
Absolutely. It's Vet the Vote. Vet the .vote. VETTHE.VOTE.
Thank you, man. You have a great day. We enjoyed having you on the show.
You too. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
There you go. Aaron Thacker, everybody. Once again, presented by American Veterans Magazine. You can find it at amvetsmag.com. Again, that's amvetsmag.com. And they always celebrate and support Arizona veterans. By the way, they are the leading source for veterans news. They have a business directory with free listings, veteran-owned businesses, veteran service organizations, and businesses that offer discounts to all veterans. Once again, that's our AmVets segment. All right, when we come back here at Venezia's in Chandler, we're going to dive into what we watched last night, the NBA playoffs, and it is the Thunder and the Spurs. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
You're invited to Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
You're invited to Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second, that could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them, you're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoveraz.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
Back to the guys live from one of the Seven Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
All with the board. McCain doing it.
Thank you to NBC for the highlight from last night's game. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today. Venezia's here in Chandler. Got some folks hanging out, listening to the show. And Manuch, those two ladies that took your photograph. Wow, that was kind of nice.
I'll have to get a nice price on eBay. Put it out there. I'll give me a commission on that bad boy. But it is the slice of the day today on Wednesday is the Italian Stallion. Also, the Wednesday special 24-inch one-topping party pizza for like $28.99. That is a savings of $5 per pizza. They are also the official pizza sponsor of ASU Athletics. And a new menu item alert. We have the best, as they say, fried pickles. And we think you'll agree. Give them a try on your next order at any of the 7 Venezia's Pizzeria locations around the valley.
And we are here today in Chandler at Price Road and the 202 until 4 o'clock. Okay, so last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder really did look like the defending NBA champions. They took apart the Spurs, especially in the second half, and end up winning that game going away. They will now go back to San Antonio and OKC with a 3-2 lead. So my question is, do the Spurs rally on their home court with the fan base behind them? Or we all know how good OKC is on the road.
I think this is going 7.
Okay.
I really do. I think that they'll rally. I think they learned a lot last night. I really feel when you watch that game, and you mentioned this a little bit earlier, after game 4, tying it up 2 games apiece, everybody's saying Wemby's the man.
Yeah.
I mean, he lit it up. They stopped Holmgren, Hardenstein. They really struggled, but I really felt that Holmgren and Hardenstein, the bounce back last night, that they were pretty much fired up to stop Wemby. I really felt that they were like, that message across the locker room is that everybody was anointing Wemby the MVP to be. It's tied up 2 games apiece in San Antonio. He had a hell of a game, but they get back to OKC, and they score 69 points in the first half.
There you go.
So I stop and think about some of those things that you look at and you go, okay, now wait a second. You know, you could just tell. You could just tell that Hardenstein and also that Holmgren were both a little fired up.
Yep.
You looked at some of the defense, the way they attacked him. They didn't allow him to get near the rim, Jimmy, that first half. Now, he got on track, that being Wemby in the second half. But they were bound and determined to get all over him and force everybody else to pretty much get them in the groove and get them going in the first half. And on top of that, I think they really did sense that De'Aaron Fox is hurting.
He's still bothered with that.
He's still bothered by that.
I'm with you.
Because they were all over him, and his movements weren't quick going to the rack.
Right.
You could see him wince every once in a while.
Yeah.
Now, he's sucking it up. He probably took the shot. He's taped up. I don't know, maybe put a couple Excedrin on bad boy, taped it right there. And, you know,
Do people even take Excedrin anymore?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They will.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Now, if they can take the shot, they'll take the shot.
Well, yeah.
Trust me.
I know.
But it just seemed like the defense, like San Antonio's defense in game 4, the defense for OKC stepped up in game 5. And I think it was a concerted effort with the fans on OKC that they got after it early and often, but they were bound and determined to shut Wemby down.
One thing that really has stood out, particularly in last night's game, but it has this entire season, is the play of Alex Caruso off the bench for OKC.
Absolutely.
Look, he played great when the Lakers had him, and the Lakers had to let him walk because they couldn't pay him with the salary cap restrictions. He goes to Chicago. He signs a big contract there and plays very well. OKC then does a trade for Reed Geddes. I remember that deal. Look, Geddes was a very good player, but they had SGA in the wings. So Geddes was available in that trade, and Chicago let Caruso go to OKC. The rest, as they say, is history.
You know, they brought up a stat of how effective Caruso is when he's playing. So he plays 28 minutes, gets 22 points in 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, they said SGA is one of the top in the league as far as minutes to points. Proved it last night. 37 minutes, 32 points on the day.
Yep.
And I think that's interesting. When Caruso comes in, he has instant offense. He has instant defense. When you watch him, he had 3 steals on the day, a plus 18 overall on the game. But his rebounding, his tenaciousness, I guess you could call it his motor, is one of the things you look at with Caruso. And, you know, when he comes in the game, it's going to be very, very rare that he has a bad game. And a guy that, you know, 6th man of the year in and year out. And I thought the other thing, too, was to see McCain start.
Yes.
And the progress he had in the second half. He really came alive. He got hot, hit, 3 of 9 as far as 3-point shooting. But he was launching, man. He was feeling it. He had a couple from like 35 feet, and they just dished it to him, moved it around, got the ball to McCain. So that combination of moving the ball and getting the guys off the bench and somewhat extending the bench really helped this OKC team run away with it in the second half.
It'll be interesting to see if indeed De'Aaron Fox can get untracked, because De'Aaron Fox is a great player. We've seen that. We've seen it in person against the Suns. Even when he played in Sacramento, we saw it in person against the Suns. But Manuch is correct where he is not
He's not 100%. No,
I'm with you, pal. Yeah, and it is showed so far in this game. So I would think that they will try to do something, meaning the Spurs, to free him up a little more, maybe take some of the ball handling out of his hands for tomorrow night's contest and give it to somebody else. But they are going to have to also attack the rim. They have kind of gone away from that a little bit, and it's because of the play of Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren that have forced that, but they are going to have to try to go back to that if you are the Spurs.
And here's the interesting thing. Everybody looks at the three-point shooting of San Antonio. They're only 29%. Well, they were forced to take the three-point shots because they weren't allowing Wemby to get down low
and get to the iron.
Get to the iron. They were forcing him out of the paint, and that's why you saw so many shots. So they shoot 29% woeful, and you see 44% by OKC. But the main reason why you go, wow, why are they taking so many three-point shots? Because they weren't allowed to come down because Hartenstein and Holmgren were blocking. They were protecting the iron big time. And even when they were coming down low, there were some hard fouls, or I will say this. I thought the officials allowed them to play a little bit last night.
They let them play, yep.
Because there were some fouls, or I should say some nudges that were down low. But I think those two individuals were a little fired up because of anointing Wemby as the MVP after just 4 games.
Yeah. What is that again? Some nudges?
Nudges.
Is that a new basketball term?
Yeah. In football, when you're not tackling or scrimmaging, we call it thud or just thud. So in basketball, since it's not quite football, they got little nudges, little nudge. And what's surprising?
Yeah, what's that?
I love it in the playoffs. Some officials are calling it, and some are letting them play.
Yes.
I love it when they let them play. But when you get a guy that's tackled on 3rd and 1 and then gets body slammed, they let it go. It's like, okay, as long as you let that go on the other side as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
but they let them play a little bit last night.
Yeah, they did. Can't wait till tomorrow night. It's really been a highly entertaining series to watch. By the way, NBC released some of their numbers for the first couple of games. 12 million people are watching this series.
Sure.
That's a lot of folks dialed in to an NBA playoff game.
And you got SGA, you got Wemby, and then the rest of them.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, that's the draw.
And I think McCain really has stepped up for Jaden Williams. He is really – they're scoring points without Jaden Williams. Here they're up 3-2. I got to imagine if San Antonio wins tomorrow night that you might see Jaden Williams play, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's going to be hobbled with that hamstring.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, we're going to take an early break. The reason is we have Campus Quickies coming up. We got stuff to talk about with all three guys. There is some shenanigans continuing to go on in college sports. We're going to get into all of it. Today we are at Venezia's Pizza here in Chandler, right on Price Road at the 202. You can't miss it. It's a great location and, of course, great food at all 7 of Venezia's pizzerias. When we come right back, it's Campus Quickies. Right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center Update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs have kept momentum rolling, winning 10 of their last 12 games and locking up a series win last night in San Francisco behind yet another Ketel Marte long ball, as Arizona's second baseman has been one of the hottest players in the MLB of late. The Snakes are right back at it this afternoon as they go for the sweep against the Giants at Oracle Park. Currently, the game is tied at 2s heading into the 7th inning, but we'll keep you updated with scores and highlights as that one goes final. This ESPN 620 Sports Center Update is brought to you by Venezia's Pizzeria. When you want real New York-style pizza in Arizona, you want Venezia's. Hand-tossed dough, fresh ingredients, massive slices, and delivery that actually shows up hot. Family-owned and Valley-loved, it's Venezia's Pizzeria. Grab a slice or feed the whole crew tonight at Venezia's.
We get it. A meal shouldn't cost you nearly $20. And we agree. At Venezia's Pizzeria, lunch or dinner for under $10 is still a thing. And for an even sweeter deal, stop in and grab a Slice Rewards card. Get a stamp for every qualifying Slice special. 10 visits, 1 free qualifying special. Simple. And every Tuesday, we double your stamps. That's your free pizza twice as fast. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition with great rewards.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Hey, Arizona State football fans. London is calling. The Sun Devils are headed across the pond to face Kansas in the inaugural Union Jack Classic, September 19th at Wembley Stadium. It's the first college football game ever played there, and you should be part of it. For tickets, hospitality, and travel packages, visit UnionJackClassic.com or contact the Sun Devil ticket office. Join Coach Dillingham, Sparky, and the Sun Devils in London. Forks up.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Driving high can get you a DUI. Instead of getting behind the wheel, designate a sober driver or rideshare. In Arizona, drug-impaired driving is illegal, even if the drug is legal. So drive sober or not at all. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving, since drugs slow your reaction time and cloud your judgment. If you feel different, you drive different. Visit drivesober.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We're here at Venencia's in Chandler. We got lots to discuss. That's why we're getting a little early start on our Campus Quickies. Let's go to ASU. All right, that means Hod Rabino is our guest. You can find him on X at Devil's Digest, at Devil's Digest. So, Hod, we've got a lot of people that came to see Manuch today since he's back from Italy. One of them is an attorney, okay, whose offices are right across the street. He graduated from U of A, but he came over to specifically tell Manuch that, A, we don't talk about U of A that much, and B, he works part-time at ASU as a professor, and he went to U of A. What do you say to that?
I say that is one heck of a confused human being right there.
I said the same thing. When you're from Nogales, you need to go get re-educated at ASU.
Yeah, looks like somebody going through an identity crisis, but each to them.
Yeah. It was great. We had a lot of fun. Terrific guy. Let's get into a little college basketball right now with you. Anything new that you can, tell the listeners that ASU and Randy Bennett have done in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, they did add another big man from overseas. I was a little surprised by that, but I just think that there's definitely a philosophy, belief, if you will, of this coaching staff to really try to amass a good amount of players, more than just 3 or 4. At this point, I think it's probably more 5 or 6. That stand 6'9" or taller. So you're already kind of trying to see the philosophy and how they can affect the style of play. I still think they need a backup point guard. Just keep in mind, and I think I mentioned this last week or the week before, that just because now really most of the recruiting, maybe all of it, is really done overseas, it just has its own process, its own timetable. So it could be maybe a few weeks until we see somebody from overseas who would fill that backup point guard position. But overall, I think the roster is close to be complete, and I really think it's a pretty good roster for Randy Bennett and company.
Is that emphasis? It sounds like it's been size, guys that can shoot, obviously, but it sounds like size. We notched the national title game in Michigan. My goodness, I mean, I don't think there's anybody shorter than 6'5", is what it seemed like.
Yeah, and if you watch Randy Bennett's teams throughout the decades at St. Mary's, they're teams that are really big on defense, having that pack line, the defensive scheme, basically daring you to live or die by the jump shot. So by default, those teams are definitely teams that are longer. They really are going to stack the paint. It's going to be hard to drive against them. It's going to be hard to get a rebound on the offensive side if you're an ASU opponent. So again, I think the philosophy of this coaching staff is definitely manifested in how they're building the roster.
And last but not least, looks like the ASU is going. Is it the Lincoln Regional? Is that where they're headed, Hod? The Lincoln Regional?
Baseball?
Yeah. Yeah, Nebraska's an interesting team because on the one hand, they have not hosted a regional since 2008, but on the other hand, this is a team that also made the NCAA tournament 5 out of the last 7 years. And this is definitely not a claim that ASU can have, for example. I think this regional, all things considered, is probably one of the more comfortable ones that ASU could ask for. But when you talk about postseason play, it's all about the pitching, and we've seen so many times that after Cole Carlone has to leave the game. When he pitches 100 or so pitches, the bullpen doesn't always come through. And then you have the case of Cole Carlone. No matter how far ASU is going to go in the regional in terms of playing the max amount of games or not, he's probably only going to pitch one. So what's going to happen to their number 2 and number 3 pitcher? Can they really carry the load? And again, is the bullpen going to falter for ASU? It's been very, very inconsistent when it comes to that specific aspect. I mean, this ASU offense, as you know, guys, they can outslug, I think, almost any team in the country. But, I know it's probably overstating the obvious, but ASU is going to live or die with the performance of their bullpen and also the performance of their Sunday starters, so to speak, in this regional. But again, I think all things considered, this regional could have been much tougher for ASU. Some of us still need to show up.
That's why we have them on the show, everybody. Thank you, man. You have a great day. Thanks, Hod.
Thanks, guys, and welcome back, Manuch.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, back. Yeah, he's a little fatter than when he left.
No, I lost 4 pounds, buddy.
All right, let's go south to Tucson right now. And that means that Glenn Howell is on with us right now. We always enjoy it when Glenn comes on the show, the pre-halftime post-game show host for the U of A. You can find him on X at Glenn P. Howell. That's Glenn P. Howell. So I will begin with basketball as well. Has the recruiting aspect, in your estimation, for Tommy Lloyd been highly successful this year?
Yeah, guys, thanks a lot for having me on. Pleasure to be with you. Dan, welcome back. I know you probably, like you said, you got skinnier because they have all that bad stuff in their food at Italy, man.
That's right.
So you lose some LBs. Okay, that's pretty good. But hey, guys, I think that Tommy Lloyd is doing a great job of getting our guys in line. Everything, we're just still waiting. I just still trying to look at the ticker here. We still haven't heard anything about Koa Pete, and I think today is the day. So we don't know what's going to go. I'm wondering what his next move is going to be if Koa doesn't come back, which I think he should come back. But we'll see. But I think he's done a great job of bringing some guys in. We got, some shot blockers. The guy, I'm going to call him UJ. He's a 6'11" guy. I can't even pronounce his name, but it's a 6'11" guy that's a Euro guy that's pretty good, and Derek Dixon is coming in, and we got some guys that are going to be filling in those spots that we lost. So I think that we're going to do all right. I think Tommy's got everything under control.
Glenn, it's interesting to watch like the last 2 or 3 weeks, you having a chance to read, and it seems to Noah Fafita is getting a lot of national attention, and rightfully so. Talking about potential Heisman guy, Big 12 guy, but I think the biggest thing that really stands out in the articles is that he has stayed at U of A through all the temptations of moving on for literally a bigger contract.
Oh, absolutely. Noah probably could have got a big bag leaving Arizona, a bigger bag than he's got here. The kid's just a solid kid it's built in commitment and his word. I think that's what his father and his mother has instilled in him. Just a good guy that, he said he was going to stay. He doesn't change his mind. And he likes Arizona. And I think he's really excited about his relationship with Seth Nagy and how the weapons he's going to have on that offense for him to be successful.
On top of that, I'm glad to see Trey Spivey, who's he stayed. I love it. I think the combination will exponentially grow throughout the year. But talk about Spivey's growth while at U of A the last 2 years.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're really excited about what he has came in and really put in the extra work to be a pro. That's what it really is, to be a pro. Put in the extra work to work on his routes, being able to not cut his routes off, being able to extend his routes and know where the quarterback is. All those different things, Trey has really done he's done a great job of doing that during the spring ball, and then they're really looking forward to see how much growth he'll have in the fall camp and over the summer.
All right. Before we let you go, I did see something on Tommy Lloyd. It was on somebody's podcast that he was interviewed, and he said that he basically came out and said that college athletics is going down the wrong road. And he also felt that all the money's going for football and basketball, and schools would have to start deleting some of their Olympic sports. He is speaking the truth. Are you in with that as well, Glenn?
Absolutely. I think it's going down the wrong road. We need to start to do a cap. They just did a list of the top 5 teams in college football. Their NIL is at $48 million at the top guy. Are you kidding me?
Correct.
$48 million? And then the lowest in that top 5 is 40. Are you kidding? Come on, guys. Where are we playing here? We're going down a road that is not going to be able to be successful in the long term. We're going to start eliminating some conferences, and eliminating some schools. I think the Big 12, the Big 10 and the SEC, they might say bye-bye to everybody else and do their own thing. I think that's the next move, and I don't know if we're going to make that cut at Arizona because, they want butts in the seat. They want everything. That's all about the money, generating the money. And, those teams, that's what it's all about. And I feel sorry for these ADs, man. These ADs have a lot of pressure of getting this money in to satisfy all these athletes, great athletes.
That's why we have you on the show, pal. Great stuff. Thank you, man. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yes, bear down.
There you go. That's Glenn Howell, everybody. Let's go to the mountain right now. And that means Mitch Strohman, longtime play-by-play voice for the Jacks, is indeed our guest. Now, I have to ask, Mitch, where are you? And have you blown down the street yet in the 50-mile-per-hour winds that have invaded Flagstaff?
Well, Jimmy B, I can tell you where I'm not. I'm not in Italy for 3 weeks, like Manuch, having cacio e pepe and Tuscan pizzas and lounging around for 3 weeks, while you and I were back here in the States having to deal with the evolving situations with college athletics and all the good things going on. Manuch, welcome back. It's good to hear you, man.
I appreciate that. Well, somebody has to do it, Mitch, and might as well be the Italian that go visit his homeland. And we're in the island of Ischia and also Positano. Now, we're from Genoa. That's where Columbus is from. That's why I'm such a curious, exploring type nature in me, see? So, had to come back. You know what? Somebody's got to pay for this trip. So that's about 9,000 quarterback workouts I'm going to have to work in to pay for this trip.
Exactly. You better get your QB workout lab going full speed ahead. Hey, my family, my mom's family's from Sicily. So, brother, I hear you. There's nothing better than getting back to the homeland. But, it's been windy up here, and there's a lot of turmoil up here, you guys, with NAU athletics. The budget situation for the university is not a good one, and that's no secret. And I think we're going to see more about that here in the coming weeks and months. And of course, the search still going on for a full-time athletic director at NAU, and there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of questions that need to be answered, especially like you were talking with Glenn a moment ago. In this era of the NIL situation and funding of student athletes, and with NAU opting into the House settlement this year, there's a lot of work to do for whoever's going to take that job as the new athletic director whenever that person's hired.
Yeah, this just came hit for both you guys. The Protect College Sports Act is explained, just came out on sportingnews.com, Mitch. It kind of alludes to what you're talking about, the bipartisan bill. It looks like that President Trump is looking to try. He's got 2 executive orders now. It looks as though as more and more ADs get involved, this has got to be top priority when you're talking about the NAUs and some of the second and third tier type schools that cannot keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, it's that bipartisan bill is interesting, and I don't know how much you've been able to dig into that so far. It's pretty early in the process, but that's what it's going to take. It's going to take bipartisan legislation from Congress, and they're going to have to get in and lay down the guardrails, lay down the rules, or else I do think, like Glenn was saying just a moment ago with you guys, it's going to be ever more difficult for schools like an NAU, the FCS schools, to be able to manage the financial questions, especially around the Olympic sports. You look at NAU, there aren't enough sports. They can't cut any sports right now.
Right.
They can't cut it. They can't. They're at the minimum to stay Division I. So where do you go to save in the budget, and how do you pay these student athletes now if you're opting into the House settlement? It's just gigantic questions that are going to be very difficult for the NAUs of the world to navigate as we go forward without that intervention from Capitol Hill. And in this day and age, as you well know, trying to get bipartisan anything out of Capitol Hill is a big challenge.
I'm with you on that. It's ridiculous most of the time. Let me follow up, though, with what you referenced when you said they do not have an AD. So with everything that is going on financially, does that make it doubly difficult right now for NAU because they don't have at least somebody leading the athletic department?
Well, there is an interim athletic director that's in place, but that person's role is basically just to keep the train running right now and keep it on the tracks while she's a part of the search for a new AD. But she's not making those bigger decisions. Those are the things that are going to have to wait until the new AD is hired, ostensibly in July, hopefully, when the new fiscal year starts. But the overarching issue for NAU athletics is the university's budget. And that's the story that's not being told very much right now. The budget at NAU is in crisis, and the president has come out and said very clearly there are going to be painful cuts across the board at the university starting July 1, and how that impacts athletics and how that impacts the search for a new AD and how that impacts what that AD is going to have to work with when he or she walks in the door later this summer are just questions that nobody can answer right now. And it's a very Arizona University athletics.
Always good, pal, when you take time and come on the show with us. We will dial in to you for more information as that date nears. Thank you, Mitch. You have a great day.
Bueno sera and ciao bene, mi amigo.
Yes, a ciao bene. And I want an Aperol spritz at the end of the day. Are you going to mix me one?
They're overrated. Go,
baby.
They're overrated. Go with the limoncello.
There you go.
Right there.
Limoncello, I'll take that. Or a limoncello spritz. Have you ever had one of those?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're very good.
Thank you, Mitch.
Good talk with you guys. Take care.
That's Mitch Strohman, everybody, at NAU. Campus Quickies, presented by All City Towing. And you can join All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company, and they're looking right now to hire drivers, dispatchers, and customer service folks. They pay well. They have wonderful benefits, including a monthly fuel allowance. Here's all you have to do to check them out. Go online, allcitytowing.com. Again, that's allcitytowing.com, where your future is always moving forward. Quick timeout. When we come back, random fact of the day, some football at 50 as well. We're hanging out today. Venezia's Pizza here in Chandler. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Fans, Twin Peaks is your headquarters. Catch the greatest fight night action all month long, including premium matchups and wall-to-wall sports with no bad seat in the house. Grab made-from-scratch food, scenic views, and ice-cold beverages served at 29 degrees while every punch, takedown, and main event plays across the lodge. Don't watch the fight at homes. Watch them at Twin Peaks, where the energy feels like fight night. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. you will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner Rowe, and we've been serving Arizona's for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
You push hard, you train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition, great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda. Soda that's actually good for you. HUNUsoda.com. Code ESPN.
Now open in North Scottsdale. It's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs. Right off Thompson Peak and Bell. Next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club. A one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills. Just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at OrangeDaleLounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Now back to the guys live from one of the 7 Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
All right, everybody. We are Boot Scoot Boogie here today in Chandler, hanging out at Manuch. Don't do that. No. You're not riding a horse. Stop it. Let's get to our random fact of the day right now.
I am so sorry, folks. You had to deal with that right there. But let's move on with the random fact of the day. There's never been a quintuple double in the NBA. Quintuple.
Yes.
Double in NBA, and only 4 players have recorded the official quadruple double with all positive stats. So Nate Thurman posted 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks. Alvin Robertson posted 20 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 steals. Hakeem Olajuwon posted 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, 11 blocks. And David Robinson posted 34 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 10 blocks. So what's the additional quintuple double? Basically, it's points, steals, blocks, rebounds, and assists.
That's amazing that those 4 guys were able to do that. I mean, it really is. All right, that is our random fact of the day. Football at 50 for you right now. It's presented by Twin Peaks, the Go for Goal giveaway, and it is rolling along. 5 winners score a world-class soccer experience this summer, a hosted match. You get hotel, $250 Twin Peaks gift card in cities like Dallas, Miami, and Kansas City. Enter free, TwinPeaksSoccer.com. Again, that's TwinPeaksSoccer.com. You want bonus entries? Well, grab the daily code off your Twin Peaks receipt and just punch it in. 1 through June 14th. 1 a day through June 14th. It is TwinPeaksSoccer.com. You go for the goal giveaway. Each drink, scenic views. It's Twin Peaks.
Tomorrow, 50 Scottsdale Twin Peaks. Come on out there and visit us. So we'll be there from 1 to 4. Well, you look at some of the minority owners that are starting to step up in different sports.
Okay.
For example, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce is joining the Guardians ownership group as a minority investor and told ESPN he's purchasing a stake in the team he grew up watching. So the Guardians, you look at the Cavaliers, look at so many. Now, the Guardians, believe it or not, formerly the Indians, are valued at $1.7 billion. Now, that's a stark increase for their $1 billion valuation in 2022, led by minority owner David Blitzer, who purchased a stake that includes a pathway to majority ownership. Now, here's the thing. Kelce joins other active pro athletes in Major League Baseball minority owners. LeBron James in the Red Sox, the Greek Freak with the Brewers, Cade Cunningham with the Rangers, and his Chiefs teammate Pat Mahomes became a minority owner of the Royals in July of 2020.
Yeah.
I'm interested why his dad played with the Rangers and several teams. Why didn't have a minority interest in the Rangers? But the Royals being there. So Kelce and Mahomes also joined Alpine's F1's ownership group in the fall of 2023, along with Rory McIlroy and Anthony Joshua. Now, Kelce also has a stake in Six Flags, has a 9% interest, and also the St. Joseph Goats of the Arena League. Now, here's what's interesting. One of my quarterbacks I trained, he was just down in the Mexican Pro Leagues.
Okay.
Sam Darnold was down there.
Okay.
Emmitt Smith was down there.
Wow.
And a few other dignitaries. They have ownership in some of the pro leagues, like in Mexico, like this one's in Monterrey.
Okay.
So these guys go down there. So these guys who make, 15, 20, 25, $30 million a year after taxes, let's say you net 12 million bucks. They're out there investing in these pro teams. Now, I'd probably invest in an NBA team, and also a Major League Baseball team. So here's some of the things a lot of folks take a look at. Who'd be some of the people you would think would invest in some of the local teams? I know Larry Fitzgerald's got a percentage in the Suns.
Yeah.
And then you look at Tom Brady, who's got a percentage with the Raiders.
Right.
So some of these guys are putting their money to use big time. It with a lot of the pro teams, some of the legitimate pro teams.
Yeah.
But they're also doing it outside the United States. On top of
Interesting.
it.
Interesting stuff. Hey, everybody. We'll give you an update on the Diamondbacks and Giants when we come back. Also, the NFC West. Yeah, we're going to dive in to Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Arizona in our next hour. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 97 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try Sushi Pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California Roll, Spicy Tuna Roll, and the Surf and Turf Roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $351 per vehicle. So buckle up Learn more and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views. When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Now back to the guys live from one of the 7 Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
There's the 1-1. Swung on, fly ball, shallow left. Schmidt went back. Now he's got to come in. He'll make the catch. Troy got a tag from third. The throw is cut off, and the Diamondbacks take the lead 3-2 on a Perdomo sac fly.
All right, welcome back. Yep, that's the latest update we have for you right now. It is 3-2, and it is headed to the bottom of the 9th inning. D-backs are out in front right now, 3-2. Once again, taking advantage of bad competition with Colorado and San Francisco. We are hanging out today here at Venezia's in Chandler.
Yeah, they got it going on because they have the slice of the day.
Yeah.
That'd be the Italian Stallion Jimmy B. That's going on today. Also, the Wednesday special 24-inch one-topping party pizza for $28.99. Now, that's a savings over $5 per pizza. They are also the official pizza sponsor of ASU Athletics. And also, they have a stamp card. Every time you come in and get an order, they stamp your card. They come in on Tuesday, Jimmy B.
Yeah.
They give you 2 stamps. You get 10 stamps. You get the slice special of the day when you get the 10 stamps on your card.
I like it.
Again, on Tuesday, you get 2 of those. And also, you can join their catering club for large group or corporate catering food orders. All you have to do is just text catering to 411-247. That's catering to 411-247 for discounts and specials sent monthly, or just go to catering@venezias.com. Ask for a quote for parties of 50 or more. As I said, 7 Valley locations around this fine metropolitan area. They got all the specials going on. Did I mention Italian Stallion?
Of course you
is
did.
The slice of the day.
Folks, you have no idea what I have to do to put up with this guy. I mean, it's difficult. Well, it's always difficult, but when it's the Italian stallion, it's doubly difficult.
Well, anytime they name a slice after me and Rock,
I know.
You got to promote it. Got to promote that Italian Stallion as the slice of the day.
All right, so they are just getting underway in the bottom of the 9th inning. It is 3-2. D-backs lead over the Giants. They're playing in San Francisco. As soon as the game is over, we will update you. All right, so for the Arizona Cardinals, why is it that they are the drama queens of the National Football League? Because now, with Josh Sweat allegedly saying that, hey, I want to get out of here, will you trade me? And your so-called starting quarterback is still a no-show because he wants more money, more like starting QB money. Manuch, look, you are our football guy. I know this is commonplace now in the National Football League, but it just seems like it's the the Cardinals can't seem to get out of their own way.
Well, right now, I mean, it's interesting because you look at the average salary for the top tier quarterbacks, it's ranging between $35 to $55 million.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford, he's pushing what, 60 some million dollars.
Yeah.
You take a look at it. And you look at the range of, the value of a Jacoby Brissett, it's probably right now as a starting quarterback where he's at going from backup to starter, that some might say, well, if he's going to be the starter for the Cardinals, which it sounds like he is, even though it sounds like Mike LaFleur, the head coach, is looking at he and Gardner Minshew competing. But by all indications, he's going to be the starter, right?
Yep.
So he might be looking for something around $20 million.
Wow.
Not going to get it.
Wow.
So if there's a number between $12 and $15 million with some incentives involved in there for another $2 or $3 million, maybe his number gets, I'm just kind of ballparking this, folks,
Okay.
12 to $18 million with the incentives.
Now, wait, let me stop you, Manuch, okay? When you just drop those numbers out, that's mind-boggling. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, the offense did perform better once he took over at quarterback, but how many wins did Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals have once he took over at quarterback?
He only had the one win over the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm not paying him $15 million.
But here's the thing, that if that gets to that impasse or there's that gap,
okay,
that he wants, let's say he wants 20, and the Cardinals only want to give 10.
All right.
So, okay, so you split it down the middle, $15 million. But to your point, he performed well, did not have the wins. So the Cardinals right now can do one or two things.
Okay.
They can negotiate, give him something, let's say the number's $15 million, throw some incentives in there, everybody's happy. If he's not happy with that, Jacoby Brissett's got to be careful to look a gift horse in the mouth. He got here to the Cardinals as a backup.
Uh-huh.
Kyler Murray goes down, gets hurt. He happens to come in, does a good job. To your point, only has one victory. Now, he was very productive as far as throwing the ball.
He was.
Moving the ball.
Yeah.
In a prototypical offense. So those are some of the things, if he truly is his own agent, what it sounds like from all indications, that he's trying to put out there and say, hey, look, the top tier quarterbacks are here. The midterm are here. I'm at the very bottom. But if I'm the starter, now I think what's interesting is the Cardinals haven't gone out of the way and said, he is our starter. They've only hinted at it. So if he's going to be that guy, that number, I doubt he gets to $20 million, because you look at the base salary, his numbers right now on his base and incentives and his guarantee will be around $6 million this year.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
I agree. Deserves a bump. Now, is that bump going to be 15 to 20 million? When you have your average starter in the National Football League throughout all of them are averaging over 20 to $25 million. I mean, the average, when you look at all the highs and the lows, it's 30 to 35 million.
Yep.
So here's the course the Cardinals can go. At some point, they're going to say, look, we're getting ready for training camp. If you're still going to be a holdout and you're not going to show up, we're going to hold you to your contract. Here's the final number. Take it or leave it. If not, we'll cut you. And if you want to go sign as a free agent somewhere, good luck and good bowling.
Okay.
We'll stick with Gardner Minshew, and we'll keep Carson Beck as the quarterback, who will get a lot of playing time in the preseason, starting with the Hall of Fame game.
Right.
And then you also have Keaton Slovis. So there's your three quarterbacks right there. Now, you feel comfortable with Gardner Minshew being your guy? If you cut Jacoby Brissett loose, probably not. But that just tells me they're going to play Carson Beck sooner rather than later if they let Jacoby Brissett go and say, here's our final offer.
Mm-hmm.
It's $15 million a year. We'll throw in another $3 million in incentives. You might be at $18 million plus or minus. If you don't like that, they'll let the door hit you in the rear end on the way out and move on with Gardner Minshew. Who's making close to $6 million.
Yeah. All right. They have another headache, and that is edge rusher Josh Sweat. Now, he signed a big deal, played last season, and played pretty well, to be honest with you. He had 12 sacks. He wants out, or at least those are the reports.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly wants out. All right, so if you are going to give him that opportunity, A, what do you expect in return? And B, how do you go about the process?
Well, here's the number he signed for last year. It's a 4-year, $76.4 million contract. The average salary, as I mentioned earlier, is about $19 million a year. So for this season, the 2026 season, he's due $18.1 million in total cash, which includes a $9.78 million base and a $7.22 million signing bonus for this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so about $17 million committed to him this year. So you got the contract value, $76.4 million. The guaranteed money of $41 million, fully guaranteed at signing. His 2026 cash payout is $18 million. The 2026 salary cap hit, I think you mentioned this yesterday, the cap hit for this year, $16.3 million.
Right.
And his annual bonus will be $1 million per game bonuses and $100,000 for workouts. You imagine they pay these guys for workouts coming in?
I know.
So if it's true, he wants to be traded. It's on the down low. It's all alleged. So this thing has caught fire on the national press, right?
Yes, it has.
National press. Look at First Take. You look at all the shows, all the football shows, NFL Network. Here's the dilemma that the Cardinals have with trading. And I think a very good defensive end, as you mentioned, 12 sacks. He's got 4 or 5 good years left in him.
I think so.
All the teams are pretty much set, Jim. You've gone through free agency.
Yeah.
You've gone through the draft.
Okay.
You're in OTAs right now. Everybody's roster set. So a lot of times I look at, okay, so we always talk about leverage, do we not? So where's the leverage? If the Cardinals are asking for a second-round pick, probably not going to get it. You might get a third-rounder.
Maybe.
Might get a third-rounder, and maybe you mix in a, what do they call it, conditional fourth-round pick.
Could be.
Maybe you mix in another player that's of substance.
But he has to be a player who can play.
Who can play. But on top of that, look at the salary. You know, who wants to pay him this year $20 million a year? Or as I mentioned earlier, the numbers he's going to have as far as the guaranteed money that they want to pick up that contract. So there's kind of a double whammy if you're the Cardinals and you're trying to unload Josh Sweat. So some of the front runners being talked about, the Chicago Bears, got the Philadelphia Eagles,
where he used to play.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I
now,
can see that.
They're saying up to 7 teams that are interested.
Okay.
But the numbers have got to work for those teams that are interested, not for the Cardinals. So you might get a third-round pick, maybe a fourth-rounder, but you're not going to get a second and third.
No.
So I got to believe that right now the Arizona Cardinals are somewhat caught between a rock and a hard place. Now, they don't have to trade him. They can say, hey, look, we tried.
Yeah.
Can't get it done.
Yep.
You're here with us. You're under contract.
You got to have a dance partner.
You got to have a dance partner. So he could do one of two things. If Josh Sweat truly does want to be traded, he could show up at the mandatory minicamp coming up here, June 6th or June 9th?
Right. That's when it begins.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
If he doesn't show up, he'll get fined. Who knows? Is it $10,000, $20,000 a day, whatever it is? Or he can show up and not practice and be a hold in. He can be the same thing once training camp comes around. He can show up and not practice and be a hold in, hoping to get traded. So right now, the Cardinals are kind of like, how long this has been out there, or it's been known, or that this has come down the pike from Josh Sweat and his representatives. We don't know, because this just came down the pike. What, this weekend?
Yes, over the weekend.
So
this past weekend.
This is something new. So this is really a difficult situation for the Arizona Cardinals. But to your point, Jimmy, bad organizations always have bad circumstances surrounding them. I mean, you look at it. I mean, Kyler Murray's gone. He's in Minnesota.
Yep.
Good luck. Now you have a starting quarterback that came in, only won one game.
That's it.
Last time I looked, it's all about wins, right?
Yes, it is. In the NFL, that's it.
You can have
all that counts.
You can have all the great stats you want.
Yep.
You could throw for 400 yards a game. If you're not winning, that's the value they look at with quarterbacks. And he's not a young guy either. He's 33, 34 years old. So there's a lot of strikes against Jacoby Brissett. And as I mentioned, He cannot look a gift horse in the mouth. If he tries to push this too far and refuses to report or be a hold-in or whatever, then they're going to say, hey, look, we're going to cut you. Good luck out there in the free agent market versus bird in the hands, we're two in the bush.
I got you.
But again, this is not a good look for the Arizona Cardinals. And once again, the Arizona Cardinals do not look good with both these situations hovering over their head.
Hey, that segment presented by Venezia's Pizzeria. That's right, Venezia's. It is now the official pizza partner of Sun Devil Athletics. And you can grab a giant slice of pepperoni or cheese at every ASU home game. And it doesn't matter which game you're at. Football, baseball, softball, volleyball, more. It's Venezia's. They are proudly serving fans and fueling the Devils all season long. Venezia's Pizzeria, it's a family tradition and the Sun Devil favorite. You can go online at venezias.com. That is venezias.com. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, guess what? Diamondbacks have done it again. They close out the San Francisco Giants. We'll dive in to their win when we get back here at Venezia's in Chandler. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. Or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Parents, give your high schooler a summer that sets them up for success. With free summer school at Primavera Online, your student can catch up or get ahead in just 4 weeks while still enjoying their summer. For 25 years, Primavera has supported Arizona families with flexible, fully accredited NCAA-approved online learning. Now enrolling free summer school for grades 9 through 12. Visit freesummerschool.com to enroll today. That's freesummerschool.com. Enroll today.
Now back to the guys live from one of the Seven Valley Venezia's Pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
Welcome back, everybody, here at Venezia's in Chandler. That's where we are today. We are here for your listening and dancing pleasure until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we led off the show with the discussion of the Diamondbacks and how successful they have been against the Rockies and against the Giants. Well, they close out getaway day today in San Francisco with a 3-2 win. So we've got some of the highlights that we're going to roll for you right now. Let's start with the top of the 6th inning and Vargas at the plate.
The 1-0. Swung on and a fly ball to right. And making the catch is Brennan. Tagging from third is Perdomo. The throw is cut off. And a sac fly by Ildemaro Vargas ties us up at 2.
All right, so things get even better because it is Perdomo. And I know these aren't sexy highlights, but it is the way that the runs have been produced as we go to the top of the 7th inning.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fly ball, shallow left. Schmidt went back. Now he's got to come in. He'll make the catch. Troy got a tag from third. The throw is cut off, and the Diamondbacks take the lead 3-2 on a Perdomo sac fly.
And that's the way the game ends at 3-2. However, it was not without an outstanding defensive play. Just listen to this.
And the 0-1 pitch to Luis Ariz is swung on and sky to left center field. Barossa dives, can't reach it. Backing up the play is Waldschmidt. They're going to send him anyways. Here's the throw home and got him. What were the Giants thinking?
Unbelievable. It preserves a 3-2 victory. Here is the final call in the bottom of the 9th inning.
3-2, D-backs lead it, bottom of the 9th. First pitch. He swings, sends a fly ball to deep right center field. Barossa, he's going back. He's behind it. He calls off Carroll, and he makes the catch. That's the ball game. That's the series. Diamondbacks sweep the Giants in San Francisco.
I mean, you got to love what you're seeing here, Manuch. I mean, it's been, and I know people are going to say, don't get too excited. I'm not too excited, but anytime you come up with sweeps in series, I don't care if you're playing a little league team, that's extremely rare. It doesn't happen every day, particularly in Major League Baseball.
Well, you win 5 in a row and you win 11 out of the last 13.
There you go.
And I think those are some of the things that this Diamondback ball club, whether you're playing the AAA teams of the National League or not, those are some of the things. But I think what we're starting to see is some of the clutch hitting. Perdomo hitting that sacrifice line and Troy scoring basically the game-winning run. You had that great defensive play there, hitting the cutoff man.
Yes.
In order to make the throw at home plate. Bang, bang, good basic fundamental baseball is what we're looking at. And then Paul Sewald comes in there, little intrigue there at the very end.
Yeah.
To make that catch there at the very end and, deep with Barossa deep in right center. But, you look at it, 12 pitches, 8 strikes, effectiveness. I mean, look at Soroka. Comes in the game. The effectiveness with the starting pitching has been so key.
It has.
For these last 13 games for this Diamondback team. 83 pitches, 60 of those strikes, goes 6 innings, gave up the 4 hits, only 2 runs. He's got the 3 strikeouts. Thompson came in, did an outstanding job. Ginkel gave up a couple of hits, but no runs. Mm-hmm. So really the only runs given up were Soroka, and those were in the early innings.
Right.
So I think the bullpen, the starting pitching by far has been the most effective the last 3 weeks. We look at this during this run. So when you talk about, beating San Francisco the last, 3 weeks, beating Colorado these last several weeks. And then you look at the last 13 games, you only had the 1 loss. You had the just 2 losses. And those are both by Colorado.
Yeah.
You literally took San Francisco, was it 3?
No, they took them to the woodshed.
6 times, 6 games, you win. San Francisco, you basically win it. Now 31-24. Mm-hmm. Soroka 7-2. Now the key is keeping up with the Joneses, right? So keeping up with the Dodgers, keeping up with the Padres.
Right.
And you look at right now, 2.5 weeks ago, they were 5 back. as of today, the Diamondbacks are just 4 games back of the Dodgers because the Dodgers have won 8 out of the last 10.
The
Padres have won. They're playing 500 baseball right now. But the D-backs, now when you look at it, they've won 9 out of the last 10. So they're holding serve where they're at right now in the National League West.
It'll be interesting now because as Manuch referred to the Giants in Colorado as the AAA teams. Okay, now it gets real. Travel to Seattle, and you begin a series against the Mariners, who are a team that is also feeling good about themselves and believe that they are an American League playoff team as well.
Well, you look at it coming up, as you mentioned, Seattle on the road for 3, tomorrow off.
Yeah.
And, I feel pretty good about watching this Diamondback staff. So Gallen will take the ball on Friday, Saturday. Ryan Nelson, who threw very well the other night, and Merrill Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make any difference who you're playing. If you're playing good baseball, you're getting good pitching, you're getting clutch hitting, you're not leaving that many runners on base and runners in scoring position. That's one of the keys, or some of the keys, the Diamondbacks have had over these last 3 weeks, over these last 11 out of 13 victories. And then you got the Dodgers coming in for 4 games. And then after that, next week, you got you're going to hit the road taking on Washington and Miami. Now, Washington scores a lot of runs.
They do.
I think they're one of the top leading
run producers.
Yep. But they give up a lot of runs.
They do.
So, I don't know, first 1 to 9 in that series wins. And then you go and you take on Miami, who has started to come around. And you think of Miami as far as some of the things that they've done this last year, as far as some of the improvement that they've had. And you just kind of go, okay, you're on the road. And with this Marlins team, look at them, and they're 12 back, but they're playing a lot better
baseball
than the AAA team we saw the last couple of years.
You got that right. All right, quick break, and when we come back, we're going to switch gears and go back to the NFL. We always have a good time when Eric Williams comes on the show, the NFC West beat writer for Fox. He is going to be our guest. We are here at Venezia's here in Chandler. It's right on the corner of Price Road and at the 202. You can't miss us. And we will be here until 4 o'clock. Let's get you now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs have stayed red hot, winning 11 of their last 13 as yet another quality start from Michael Soroka helped lead the Snakes to a 3-2 win over the Giants this afternoon as the D-backs completed the sweep in San Francisco. They'll look to keep momentum rolling as they now have a day off tomorrow before they head northwest to Seattle for a weekend set with the Mariners. This ESPN 620 Sports Center update is brought to you by Venezia's Pizzeria. When you want real New York-style pizza in Arizona, you want Venezia's. Hand-tossed dough, fresh ingredients, massive slices, and delivery that actually shows up hot. Family-owned and Valley-loved, it's Venezia's Pizzeria. Grab a slice or feed the whole crew tonight at Venezia's. NFC West beat writer Eric Williams will join the guys next.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
You're invited to Baines Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf to get custom fit for the all-new Titleist GTS drivers. Find the perfect driver for your swing, helping you gain superior distance, accuracy, and speed by personalizing your performance. Be the first to have the new Titleist GTS drivers by booking your fitting in-store or online at worldwidegolf.com. Trusted by golfers since 1963 and home to the legendary 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Baines Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
So, ready to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Nobody does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Nobody. Whatever you're craving, we got it. Tequila cocktails, premium bourbon pours, and top shelf spirits served over ice balls that hit just right. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails, yep, all here. And with 5 Valley locations. And don't forget the teeth-chattering 29-degree drafts we're famous for. Pair it all with scratch kitchen bites that actually satisfy. From shareables to hearty favorites. When it comes to happy hour, Twin Peaks doesn't play. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
Phoenix, if you need a plumber, call the team that does it the right way. Victory Plumbing Arizona. It's particular plumbing for particular people with upfront pricing before the work starts. So there's no surprises when the job's done. And here's a deal just for listeners. Tell them you heard Victory Plumbing on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, and they'll waive the service charge. For leaks, clogs, water heaters, or anything plumbing, book today at victoryplumbingarizona.com. ROC number 268603.
Now back to the guys live from one of the 7 Valley Venezia's pizzerias. Venezia's, a proud partner of Sun Devils Athletics.
Snap back to pass. Mayfield steps up and he's hit by Sweat and sack. That is 2 for Sweat on the day, 11 on the season. Back at the 21-yard line.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. Josh Sweat with the sack. He had 12 this past season for the Arizona Cardinals. That means we are talking NFL football. And when we talk about the NFC West, we go to our go-to guy. That is beat writer Eric Williams from Fox Sports. He joins us right now. Eric, great to have you, pal, back on the show. I'm going to warn you, however, Manuch is back from a 3-day vacation in Italy.
3 week.
Yeah, 3 week. I wish it was only 3 days. 3
Took
week
us
vacation.
3 days to get there.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, 3 week vacation in Italy. So anything you want to say to my paisano?
Ciao bene, Eric. How are you?
How much weight did you gain with all that food in Italy? I'm sure that you know what you did was eat.
You know, everybody thinks that, but it's also fresh. And I had lost 4 pounds while I was there because of all the walking up and down and here and there. It's fresh. And, you know, Lori and I, we split all the meals. But, you know, that limoncello, I'm not splitting nothing at the end of the night with that limoncello. I'm going to take that shot. Maybe it was a limoncello that burned off the fat.
Could have been.
4 pounds.
How are you, pal? Everything good in your world?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. You know, it's just kind of the last couple weeks of the off season here before everybody kind of take the break in terms of the league and goes off for vacation. So, yeah, just kind of checking in with sources, you know, writing a couple stories here the next couple weeks. Hopefully going to get out to practice, going to go watch the Rams on Tuesday, and then want to get out to the Chargers one more time before everybody takes off.
All right, then let's begin then with the Cardinals and the consternation of 2 players that we have been discussing. One, the quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, who apparently wants close to $20 million to be the starting quarterback. And also Josh Sweat, the edge rusher, who signed a 4-year deal last year, had 12 sacks this past season, and he apparently, allegedly, has requested a trade. Take me to Brissett. Where are you on this deal?
Yeah, I think with Jacoby, the only leverage that players have is to withhold their services in terms of, an agreement like this, and he's under contract. Obviously, he wants more money. There's several backups that are probably making more than he's going to make this year, and sounds like he's going to be the guy, or maybe he has to compete and get into camp. He doesn't have an agent, so I think that complicates things a little bit in terms of the negotiations and the back and forth that you usually have when somebody is running point and negotiating for you. If I'm Jacoby, I probably keep negotiating until I have to be there for mandatory minicamp, and at that point, what's the best deal on the table, and then I would think he would accept that so he can get into camp and start competing with the rest of the guys, because you are concerned that you're going to get Wally pipped, and one of those guys, either Minshew or Beck, are going to start taking the lion's share of the reps, look good with the starters, and then, maybe they don't need you because there aren't, high expectations going into the year.
It's interesting. You see all the articles that are out there and talking about value. Jimmy mentioned $20 million. We don't know what he's asking for, but the range is 10 to 20 million plus or minus. Let's just say that, because the numbers are saying, hey, give him 13.5 now and give him so-and-so next year for a 2-year extension, on and on and on. But I think one of the things you brought up there, Eric, is if he's still wanting more money than they're willing to give him, at some point in time, the Cardinals said, look, we've already got another quarterback. We've got a rookie quarterback, plus we have another guy. We have 3 guys. I would think that Jacoby Brissett would not look a gift horse in the mouth and lose his job over, a couple $1 million here or there.
Right. There's only 32 of these vacancies, and Jacoby's a guy that's bounced around a lot in his career. When else is he going to have an opportunity to be the starting guy day one going in, or at least the leader in the clubhouse going in, for an offense that really kind of fits his skill set, I think, in terms of how LaFleur wants to play football on the offensive side. And so I think he understands that. I think he just wants to get as close to his value as he can get. Again, I haven't talked to anybody in camp. I'm just kind of reading the tea leaves here. And then once he has to be there for mandatory minicamp, what's the best offer you're going to give me? Okay, I'll sign that, and then go in there and start competing.
And I think, Eric, nobody's doubting that he should go get more money. We're not saying that at all. But at some point, there's got to be a happy medium so he can get into training camp and start learning his guys, learning the Mike LaFleur system, on and on and on. That's got to be, I think, the major point in this whole thing is, how long does this impasse last? Because mandatory minicamp was what, June 6th or June 9th? Is that when mandatory minicamp started?
Like maybe June 8th. I don't know the exact date.
And then the other situation, why wouldn't it be the Arizona Cardinals? and Jimmy allegedly Josh Sweat is looking to get out. Not demanding, asking. And I got to imagine here, you mentioned something, Eric. The free agency is come and gone. The draft is come and gone. There are no OTAs. There's really a lot of camps are settled on their guys that they're going to play with in the 2026 season. I don't know how much leverage the Arizona Cardinals have. Number one, dump the contract. Number two, get a second or third rounder. So I can't imagine, with everything in place with other teams, that there's that much leverage here.
Are you talking about Sweat now?
Yes, about Sweat, yes.
Yeah. So I think pass rushers are different. Like, people will take pass rushers whenever they can get them at any point of the season, because it's such a critical part of your defense in trying to get off the field, particularly late in games. And there's not much game planning involved with adding them to your defense. They can just jump in and play 20, 30 snaps and be productive. And so I think the Cardinals can take their time on this a little bit and kind of weigh whether or not they want to move him. It's hard to get really good pass rushers. He had 12 sacks last year, so he was productive. But if you're Sweat, you want to play for a winner. You won a Super Bowl a couple years ago in Philadelphia. You're kind of looking at how the season's going to go and the roster, and you're like, do I really want to stay here? I believe Drew Rosenhaus is his agent. Drew's been in the business a long time. He has other clients that are pass rushers. He's going to understand the market. He's going to understand the value of the player that he's representing. And particularly, he's going to understand other teams that would be interested in not only securing Sweat services, but maybe sweetening that deal a little bit in that contract. He has 2 years guaranteed. So, looking at all that, if you're the Cardinals, you're looking at that 2027 draft where potentially you could need a quarterback, and maybe if you have some more draft capital to sweeten a potential deal to move up, if you're not in the right place to get your guy, I think you consider it because, the prospects of winning this season, aren't high.
Eric, can you remember when a team, I believe it was Denver, Manuch looked it up, 2015 or 2016, was an underdog in
2020.
2020. Thank you. An underdog in every game. That's exactly where the Cardinals are this coming season.
How did the Broncos finish that year?
We don't know. I know they got new ownership, which kind of changed everything around.
That changed it then.
That Walmart family came in and got down to got the business. Last was they were 5-11 that year.
Wow,
the Broncos.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think they were very good because they had a long stretch there where they hadn't reached the postseason until Peyton got in there and kind of got things going in the right direction.
When you look around the NFC West, the Brandon Ayuk scenario, what's the latest? I know Christian Kirk is signed there. I know Mac Jones.
He's laughing.
Yeah, Mac Jones has just got his extension. I saw that today. He's solid at quarterback before he becomes a free agent next year. What is the deal with Ayuk? I mean, what is going on there, Eric?
Talking to people that know him a little bit, that have worked out with him and been around him, nobody knows. It's a mystery. It's an enigma in terms of what's going to happen with him. The 49ers seem content to just kind of wait it out and wait till, the end of training camp potentially before they decide what they're going to do with him. There doesn't seem like there's any urgency coming from Ayuk's camp in terms of wanting to be moved. Everybody suspects that it's going to be the Commanders once the 49ers release him, and that they'll be the team that finds him because they know him the best in terms of, the GM Adam Peters, who was in San Francisco, and most importantly, Jaden Daniels, who plays with them at Arizona State. But there really isn't any reporting or any, smoke that's coming out of this camp to kind of direct you in a place where you would think that he's going to be playing football for the upcoming season. It's concerning, to be honest with you. I haven't really seen a guy that was this talented fall off the map this quickly. I mean, he was an all-pro player 2 years ago, and now we're talking about not even playing next year. I mean, it's strange. And then the amount of money that he's losing as well.
Oh yeah, it's just amazing. Also, the flexibility Matthew Stafford's recent extension has given the Rams. They always seem to figure out how they can go get guys and pay them. And it seems like Matthew Stafford, I read today, Eric, he's made the most money ever for National Football League. I think it's close to $425 million in the life of his contract. And then in Charger land, looks like Derwin James got paid again. Mm-hmm. Seems like he's going to retire a Charger, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they love him there. Having covered Derwin when he came out of the draft. I think it was 2018 when they drafted him. He fell to them at 17 because of knee issues. They were concerned about, which was funny, is long term. Was he going to be able to last long term? And he's played 11, 12 years at a really high level. Getting paid as the top safety in the league for a second time now. He's a tone setter, for that team, that defense. They go as he goes. Positive attitude, brings a lot of juice every day. Same guy. He's consistent. He's a player that you obviously want to build around, but they still need to get the rest of it right and actually win some playoff games. We'll see if they can do that now that they add Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator, see if they can get Justin Herbert going and actually keep that offensive line healthy.
All quiet in Seattle, but how are the bidders as far as buying that team going on up there?
From what I've heard, I think obviously there's interest. I don't know if there's going to be somebody that kind of comes out of the woodwork that maybe we haven't heard about yet. There's a lot of money obviously up there with Microsoft and Amazon. So I would suspect that I don't know if they're going to set a record in terms of what the sale is going to be. But there's robust interest in people wanting to buy that franchise because of everything that comes with it.
I'm with you on that 100%. Listen, enjoy your couple of days before the camps open up. We always appreciate your time. Thank you, Eric.
Ciao, Benny, Eric.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, there you go. Eric Williams, everybody, foxsports.com. It's always great information when he comes on the show.
Did you see this Darwin James contract?
I looked at it, yeah, but I didn't look at the particulars.
It's a 3-year, $75.6 million contract.
Okay.
Now, he's the highest paid safety for the second time ever. Back in, I think, 2021, he signed it. This still includes $57.5 million guaranteed.
Wow.
Yeah. His new deal resets the market to $25.2 million per year as a safety in the National Football League.
Look, I know he's a terrific player, but Manuch, the last couple of seasons, he's had injury issues.
Yeah, but he earned his fourth All-Pro honor last season.
Yeah, I know he did.
He seems he's a phenomenal player.
Oh, he is, no question.
And, but talk about a guy that gets paid. So if your son can't throw a football but is fast and he likes to hit people, make him a safety.
Yeah.
Those are some just phenomenal numbers. But, hey, good for him.
Yep.
The ownership group wants him to stay there. Harbaugh loves him. They want him to stay there and retire or charge.
There you go. That's great stuff. Hey, our Learn, Run, Roll one call is coming up. We'll also get you up to date on what's on tap tonight as well. We are hanging out here today. Venezia's in Chandler. We're coming right back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When tragedy strikes, the impact is immediate and devastating. That's when the 100 Club of Arizona steps in, providing financial assistance, guidance, and emotional support to the families of public safety officers injured or killed in the line of duty. They also invest in mental health resources, injury prevention, and scholarships for the children of first responders. Every day, Arizona's public safety professionals put their lives on the line. The 100 Club of Arizona has their back. Learn more at 100club.org. The best defense is a good offense at Studs Against Bugs. Our Tri-Guard technology attacks pests at the source and keeps a barrier around your home year-round. Scorpions, shut down. Ants, benched. Spiders, game over. Right now, new customers get their first treatment for just $99, a $229 value. No contracts. Call or text 480-670-4529. Or visit studsagainstbugs.com. Studs Against Bugs. Defending the valley one home at a time. You push hard. You train hard. Shouldn't your soda work just as hard? Meet Who Knew, the superfood nutrition soda packed with whole vitamins, electrolytes, and antioxidants. Only 5 grams of natural sugar. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. Voted the #1 soda for athletes. Whole food nutrition. Great taste. That's Who Knew. Go to HUNUsoda.com and use code ESPN for 10% off your first order. Who Knew Soda? Soda that's actually good for you. WhoKnewSoda.com. Code ESPN.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more. And then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow. Maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Yeah, Hartenstein, how about this? You think Dagnall would love to have that first game back when he tried to go tricky and played Alex Caruso on Wembanyama? Hartenstein's been phenomenal defensively, big on big against Wembanyama, plays hard, plays physical, doesn't moan and groan, goes out there and does all those. And how about him on the offensive end? He does a great job handling the ball out front, passing the ball, setting picks, rolling to the basketball, a guy that knows his roles and plays it to a very high level. So, yeah, Hartenstein's been phenomenal on both ends of the court. But I guess you would say that the way he's played Wembanyama these last couple of games has been really, really good.
That is Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton on Isaiah Hartenstein and the way that he has performed so far against Victor Wembanyama. And he has kept him in check, to say the least. That is good enough for our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Hey, if you've been in an accident, you need to not mess around. Just call Lerner and Rowe. They are voted Arizona's best personal injury law firm. It's year after year. In a wreck, need to check. Just make one call, 602-977-1900. You can always find them online as well, lernerandrowe.com. Once again, just make one call, 602-977-1900. So when I think about tomorrow night and Isaiah Hartenstein and Wemby are going to go after it again, Manuch, for the Spurs tomorrow to be successful, they are going to have to start taking the ball to the basket, because after that game one, they really started to just rely on outside shots and let Wemby then do all the work underneath, and Hartenstein has buttoned them up.
Well, Hartenstein must have definitely gotten to Wembanyama, because this just came out.
Okay.
The NBA has warned Wemby. Yep, and Victor Wembanyama violated media access rules by bypassing obligations after Game 5 last night.
Okay.
Coming from Sham Charania. Basically, I guess he wasn't happy how Hartenstein and Holmgren manhandled him. So he had a little pouty fit and walked by, did not meet his obligations. So I'm sure the commissioner will fine him. Hey, grow up, young man. You know what? You get beat. Okay.
Yeah.
Handle your obligation. Be a pro. Mm-hmm. Be a pro. Go in there whether you win or lose. I mean, I had a chance to watch his the game they won on. So it was a Saturday or Sunday. It was like he was like being difficult. They're asking him questions about the great game he had.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He was like one or two phrases.
Answers. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you just won. You had 25 block shots, 50 points, whatever, and it was like a chore for him to answer. It's like, look, kid, and you are a young man.
He is.
He's
your
obligations. Stand up, be a pro. Just because you got schooled, doesn't mean that you blow off your obligations, because that's a no-no in the NBA. So if we're going to have that kind of little, pouty face, spoiled little kid thing that's 7'5", he might be 23 going on 17, Jimmy.
I got you.
You never know.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things that he was frustrated. You bring up,
he was. Yeah.
Hartenstein and
Hartenstein had a double-double.
He was all over him. So I think you're going to see a lot of the same, but I'm sure that they'll work up some kind of more offense. But to your point, they had to take a lot of outside shooting. 29% three-point shooting by San Antonio. So I'm sure it'll be a little bit of a different story, but I just kind of laugh and kind of go, come on, Wemby. If you're going to be a mature kid and you be part of the league, handle it with some class. Don't ignore your obligations, and let's move on from there. So that's my editorial on a young Wemby.
I don't know if you guys saw it last night.
Yeah.
But he came out of the game once the game was basically wrapped up, and he whispered to Biyombo and Plumlee, who were coming in, something for about 10 to 15 seconds, who then both Plumlee and Biyombo immediately took hard fouls on Jared McCain. So he's a generational talent, but he's shown he's had some temper problems in this playoff so far.
Yeah, I remember watching that. That's an excellent point. Thank you for that, Laz. Yes, very well pointed out. Hey, what's on tap? It's brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink. It's easy to enjoy. It's Bud Light. They are our official sponsor. And by the way, Bud Light available at all 5 Twin Peaks locations. It's Twin Peaks. Eat, drinks, scenic views. Here's what we have for you tonight. The Diamondbacks already played and won. If you want to watch some Major League Baseball, Colorado at the Dodgers. It's on MLB tonight. The game I'm going to be dialed into is the Carolina Hurricanes at the Montreal Canadiens, 5 o'clock on TNT and also True TV. It is game 4, and the Canes have a 2-1 lead. Manuch, this series has just been won by 1 goal almost in every game, and it goes into overtime almost in every game.
Going down to the wire.
Man, it's great.
First 3 games. Hey, tomorrow we'll be at the Twin Peaks in Scottsdale. Catch up with sports professor Rick Horo. ASU head basketball coach Randy Bennett, an MCC grad as well. And NFL writer Howard Balzer will all join us and get a chance to talk to Randy a little bit about the recruiting process that he's been going through. His staff is in place. Came here, hit the ground running, had a little bit of health issues, but he's feeling great, doing great. And as far as all things are considered, looks like he's on the right path. So tomorrow, Twin Peaks in Scottsdale.
Yeah, and Randy Bennett on the show. First time that we have had him on the show.
Yeah, and as usual, we're out here at Benitez's Pizzeria all throughout the 7 locations. The Wednesday special, a 24-inch one-topping party pizza for only $28.99. That is a savings, folks. Over $5 per pizza. Slice of the day, the Italian Stallion. And every Tuesday, it's 2 stamps on your card versus 1. You get 10 stamps, you get a free slice.
The Italian Stallion.
Italian Stallion.
I'll never live that one down.
That's what she calls me every day. Like I tell you.
You are such a liar.
Yeah,
All
that's what she tells me.
We are out of here, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We had a great time here at Venezia's in Chandler. Can't wait to come back. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying,